The following show may contain strong language and content of an adult nature and has been classified by FM104 as unsuitable for those under 15 years of age. Now, live from Dublin's Docklands, this is the FM104 Phone Show with Chris Barry and Keith Ward.
Yeah, just one or two more sleeps to go before the big man arrives, and it's the 22nd of December. You're still ringing us in. You're still coming home from shopping. You're still having fights in car parks. And it's usually over presents and stuff. Actually, is there one thing that you just can't get? Somebody was telling me today they're going mad for certain bits of Lego that Santa needs for Christmas Day.
And they're running a bit short.
Yeah, there's certain bits that they can't get, and they're getting a little bit of. Yeah. If there's something you can't get, give us a ring or just send us a text anyway. 53104 for 20 cents. 6797 FM104 is our number here, and a packed show for you tonight, folks. There's a very unusual story we have a little bit later on. Remember, we were talking about people coming home for Christmas, and we more or less assumed, we mentioned it last night about people coming home from Australia and Europe and whatever. This is a little bit different. You will like this one. This is coming home from prison for Christmas, and how the family are looking forward to the dad coming home because he's two sons and he wants to be there on Christmas morning like every daddy when Santa's arrived and he opened up on all the presents. And anyway, it didn't go to plan. Let's put it like that. Didn't go to plan. We'll deal with that a little bit later. He's
just like everyone else. Wants to see his family. Wants to spend Christmas with his family.
Yeah.
I think I read a lot of prisoners get out over Christmas. Obviously not the serious offenders, but a lot of them do. Temporary release.
You get a bit of TR, as they say. You have to know your TR, and not everyone gets it. We're going to be into that a little bit later on. If there is anything you want to get off your chest, do it quick as you can, please. 53104 for 20 cents. One thing we will be doing, if there is something, is there one thing this year? Remember the Elsa doll, the Frozen thing?
Yeah.
From last year. That was the thing to have, as we well know. However, is there something this year which is a little bit the same, and is it really, really hard to get? Let us know. Lego, we're getting a lot of stuff on Lego for the past while. There are certain bits of Lego. Lego's going since since the year dot, when you think about it.
Yeah, you see, what happens is when a film comes out, I take Star Wars Lego.
Yeah.
I'd say that's pretty hard to get. Every time something big comes out, they just make some more Lego. It's worth billions, that company. Lego. Do girls play with Lego though? I used to play with Lego back in the day. I don't think girls play with Lego.
Actually, there's
kind of
a question.
Boys thing, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, because it's building. But this is what
girls don't build. Is that what you're saying, Chris?
How many girls do you see on a building site? With
that's
bricks.
True. Yeah,
bricks
that's true.
And mortar. I'm all for equality, but I'm also all for common sense, because there's some girls that can, but not many girls. Have all that muscle mass to carry all the bricks.
Oh God! You're going with that, are you? I just thought because he had no interest in it. I wasn't saying that physically they weren't able for it. But look, let's call a spade a spade. We all know boys play with Lego, not many girls do.
Okay, now, unless you're building a doll's house.
But maybe they'll just get boys to build it for them.
Yeah, what we're going to get into now is that they can play with anything they want, Chris. It doesn't matter. But they can. And they usually end up playing with the boxes anyway.
Yeah, that's right.
They really do. They'll end up playing with the boxes.
A spare thought for the mum and dad Santa's bought them, stuff that needs batteries, and he didn't get the batteries, did you?
No.
Santa forgot the batteries. And there'll be tears. You'd be pulling out TV remotes and everything trying to get batteries somewhere. There's always one family who are scarping around the house looking for batteries, and a distraught child because Santa's forgot the batteries. Spare thought. This is a reminder to anyone.
Get the batteries.
Get the batteries.
Because Santa will be, very happy that Santa arrived, and then, on Christmas morning, and you go, what? There's no batteries? Little Johnny, in the screaming child we played last night, nothing compared to what you're going to get. If there is anything you can't get, let us know, please, because we might put you in touch with people who know where it is. 53104 for 20 cents. 6797 FM104 is our phone number.
Hang on, Catherine.
Catherine is on the phone, is it?
Lads, you're going to drive me mad.
You're going to slap the what of us?
Now, Catherine, you're slightly upset that we...
I don't know why.
That we said the girls don't play with Lego.
You did that deliberately.
Well, no,
I know you too.
Honestly, we honestly didn't. I don't think girls play with Lego.
Do real girls play with Lego?
My daughter's 10 and she has a whole village built in her bedroom, and she doesn't take it down. Once it's been built, it's not taken down.
What's wrong with her, Catherine?
She all right?
Seriously, she's mad into Lego.
She's building dolls' houses and hospitals and stuff, isn't she?
She's building schools and houses and shopping centres. I'm telling you, lads, it's better than the old Star Wars.
Star Wars is class now. That's the big thing. Star Wars is absolute class because...
In actual fact, I'd say one of the things was a Star Wars thing that she wanted this year. But what they get on their list now and what Santa brings will be a big surprise this year. I can't even tell you.
Oh, really? It's top secret.
Because it's a big surprise. Only Santa knows.
Only Santa knows.
Only Santa knows. And I'm wondering, somebody actually just texted in and said this. Now, this is leaving ourselves wide open here, Catherine. What is Santa going to bring Chris Barry for Christmas?
Oh, no, that's a big one.
Could you imagine?
A bottle of whiskey, I'd say. Something alcoholic.
Everything.
What?
What do you bring the man that has everything?
Oh my God, I have no idea.
But Catherine,
another PlayStation.
Catherine, you're a little girl. She doesn't want to grow up to be a builder, though, does she?
Oh, I think she could be now. She's very close to what her daddy does now, and she's been building lots of stuff since she was a small child.
Oh, well, you see there.
Yeah.
We've a multi-millionaire in the making there.
See, there's people having a go. All I'm saying is, it's not very traditional for a girl to be playing with Lego.
No, it's not. It's not. Definitely not. And I hope it's nice pink village that she's built.
Oh, no. We've got tomboys in our house, guys.
Ah, well, then, you see. Hold on, we're actually, hang on, we have Aoife. Hello, stay with me. Aoife, we've also Dara on the phone in a second. Dara has a problem, we're going to go to that too. Aoife, how are you?
Hi, I'm good, how are you?
It's your sister now, your sister. We have just been, God, the people are going mad saying, Chris and Keith, you should know that there's special Lego made for girls too.
What, the pink?
No.
It's not pink, stop saying that.
Are they pretty? It's a pretty Lego.
All right, is it sort of, is it doll's house stuff?
No, not all of it.
Is it kind of like, do Lego build your own kitchen?
Yeah. Now, that'd be really good. Imagine if you were in charge of Lego and you said, okay, what do we want to do to make, to help young ladies? And you'd go, how to build a kitchen to make your man happy.
Geez, they'd love that.
Oh,
that would be a PR success, wouldn't it?
Oh, yeah. Be a goddess in the kitchen, how to build one.
We have a smoothie shop.
You'd have a what?
We have a smoothie shop in our Lego.
A smoothie shop?
Yeah.
Nice one.
It has a blender and it has fruit and all the stuff to go in and the veg to make smoothies. It's a smoothie bar.
Well, there you go. I mean, these people, they know what they're talking. Ellen is also on the line. Ellen, how are you?
Hiya.
You can't get what?
Minecraft story mode.
You're joking.
Minecraft. Now, this is a computer game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's this? What console is it on?
PS4.
PS4. See, the PS4 is only new, is it? It's only out of a couple of months.
2 years.
Oh, is it? This shows you how much I know. Because I was in one of those game shops the other day, and stuff was going flying off the shelf. So what are you going to do? What's Santa going to do, Ellen?
Well, there's nothing you can do, really. You have to wait until after Christmas.
Yeah, Santa's a busy man. There's only so much to go around.
Very busy.
Santa's magic, but, there's some things that still aren't possible for Santa.
Yeah. And it's always good to wait a little bit, isn't it?
Well, I can just imagine a little face on Christmas and he doesn't see it.
I could imagine.
Okay, let's just try to help Santa out. So what's the name of the game? Just in case someone out there...
No, someone could have seen it.
Minecraft story mode.
Minecraft story mode. If anyone would like to pass it on to Santa, if you have one, you never know. Could have one that they didn't want. Is this only a new game?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's hot off the shelves. You never know.
Yeah, if anybody can help, give us a ring. 6797 FM104 is our phone number. I didn't realise there were so many Lego fans.
Female Lego fans.
Yes, worse, female Lego fans. By the way, I have advice later on for women how to make their husbands happy over Christmas. A special booklet that I found that was printed in 1947, sold 1 million copies. How to be a goddess in the kitchen, how to make all your husbands, if you've had a few of them, happy. This is a must.
And it's still relevant today.
Yeah. Today, yes.
It is in its arse.
Yeah, you're saying it's going to go down well later, are you? Oh, they love it. They love it. Anyway, let me go to Dara first. Dara, how are you?
How's it going, Chris? How are you?
Very good, sir. Very good indeed.
Oh, now, very good.
You're a fitness fanatic. You're nearly a fitness guru at this stage, and you have a little problem.
I do, Chris. I have a bit of a problem now lately. I met my girlfriend back in 2009.
Right.
And she was big at the time when I first set my eyes on her. She was a big, big girl.
Right.
But what happened was, over the last 2 years, she started to go on a bit of a diet and take a few of them. They have all these new things out now. They have all diet pills and
diet to repress the
all that sort of stuff. But she's had to go down to a size 6 now at the moment, and she's really, really skinny.
And the problem is
I'm not attracted to her anymore. I told her this a couple of weeks ago.
Right.
And what happened was we had a little argument. So she rang her mother crying, told her mother what was going on, that I'm trying to fatten her up and trying to get her
are you?
a little bit.
Are you?
I am at the moment. I told her I was straight that I'm not physically attracted.
You liked her when she was, to put it nicely, a big girl.
I like the big girls, I like to ride the waves a little bit,
So
I don't see any harm in it.
And when she was doing all the diet stuff and everything else, you were going okay-ish, but you were losing that,
I was losing my appetite, I like to have a bit of meat on a girl, But what happened was, anyhow...
Which a lot of people are confused over, but I suppose opposite attract. There you are, a fitness fanatic, so obviously if you're doing all that, you're fit, you don't do that, but you just like big girls.
Yeah, but the problem is, at the start, I was always a fitness fanatic. But she was a big girl at the start, and that's why I fell in love with her,
Right.
A lot of girls will say, you should love her for who you are and all this sort of crap and all. But at the end of the day, looks plays a huge part in a relationship,
Well, initially it does, you're right.
It does. You have to have a few looks in a relationship, yourself, Chris.
But you're getting grief all round because you turned around to her and said, look, you were grand when you were a big girl, so are you feeding her?
I am at the moment, you see.
In what sense are you feeding her?
I'm buying takeaways and chippers and curries 5-6 days a week.
Most girls run a mile from that, you know that, but...
I know, yeah, but the problem is a lot of girls now are going for the size 0 look. But the problem is a lot of men, especially men that I know, everyone wants a big girl to have a big set of boobs and a nice ass and all that sort of stuff.
Even though you're a skinny lad. Well, you're not skinny, but you know what I mean.
Oh, yeah, I just like to have a bit of buzz. It's like going to bed every night with Cheryl Cole at the moment,
And that's not just not doing it for you anymore.
No, not at all. No,
Do you know the bit that Dara, that I find weird? Here we have a situation where the girl, that you loved, who's a big girl when when you got together with her, she trimmed down, and now you're feeding her. You're actually feeding her.
I know it's a bit going the opposite way, really. I know it doesn't really make much sense. But the thing is, like I said, she was a big girl at the start. I always liked big girls. So, what am I meant to do? Stay in a relationship and lie to her? I have to communicate with my girlfriend and tell her what I like.
So no, I know a lot of guys, let's be honest, opposites attract. Guys like bigger ladies. It's a fact of life. We all know that.
Yeah.
Everyone is a different thing. This one size doesn't fit all. But people might say to you, Jesus, Darren, you're turning around to this girl and say, I like you because you're big, so if you're getting skinny, I'm going to feed you more. And that's what you're doing.
That's exactly what I'm doing, because like I said, I like a big girl. I have a child with this girl, so I have to have this girl for the rest of my life. So I want to have her the way that I want to have her. Because at the end of the day, women change everything about men. They want to sculpture men into everything that they want us to be. Right. And all I want is one change from my girlfriend.
Well, it's a big change, though. You're asking her to, and I presume, you're buying her food, takeaways, all that.
We get takeaways 5-6 days a week, but I don't have any of the takeaways now. I just feed the girlfriend, Her and the baby. I'll probably have something small, and then I'd let her have the rest. She tries to say she's not in the humour, she's full, but I'm sort of forced her now at the moment, you know.
So what you're saying to me is your Christmas present that you want is your large lady back.
I want me big girl. That exactly.
That's what you want.
It's a bit like Shallow Hal now at the moment, you know. I want her back to the way she is, a big girl.
Hold on. All right. It does seem bizarre, but there you go. That's the man's request. Is he out of his mind? 6797 FM104 is our phone number. 53104 for 20 cent. Let me go to Tina. There's the oddest one I've heard in a long time. But there's a lot of people texting in saying, well, yeah, guys do like big ladies.
Yeah, but he's a control freak.
He's a control freak. Well, he is feeding her.
Yeah, I mean, she can be what size she wants to be. And who is he to decide whether she should be big or small? And why should he have a healthy body and his girlfriend then have maybe high cholesterol and diabetes and all those just to satisfy him?
Tina, can I answer you?
Yeah, of course you can.
Go ahead.
Okay, now, Tina, the thing is, when I met my girlfriend, there was a lot of things that she never liked about me, Tina. There was many things that I have changed in my life. I've changed 10, 11, 12 big things for me to change. I've done all them changes, and all I'm asking my girlfriend is for one change. So can you tell me how it's okay?
Can I ask you then, name one or two of those big things that you changed?
Name one or two of the big things that I've changed?
Yeah.
Well, I had a few addictions in my life. I had gambling problems, drinking problems, and I knocked every one of them on the head. I don't gamble anymore, I don't go out, I don't drink anymore. I'm into my fitness now.
That's very different than your personal appearance or how you...
No.
And your self-confidence and everything else. If she's not confident because she was big and she decided to lose weight, who are you to stop her?
But she was confident until she got an addiction to them diet pills. She was very confident.
How do you know? Why did she go on diet pills?
Because I love her. I'm settled down where I know that she was confident because her friends are taking them.
So then she wasn't happy in her body.
No, she just started to play along with her friends. Oh, if you're going to take tablets, then I'm going to take tablets. You know,
Dara, there are people calling in and saying, fair enough, they understand you like a big lady and all that. And the thing is, all right, this is the extreme of opposites attract. You're feeding your partner to make her bigger.
Yeah,
that's what you're doing.
I know. I like that habit.
Some people might, like Tina, might think you're crazy.
I know, but
absolutely crazy.
But sorry, Chris, a lot of people like a skinny girl, and if their girlfriend was really big, they'd turn around and say, "Oh, why don't you go on a diet?" True or false?
Yep.
Yeah, exactly. So I like the opposite. I like the opposite. So I'm telling her to start eating more. That she's too skinny.
Yeah, but you don't
bigger tits than my girlfriend. Tina, I have bigger tits than my girlfriend. It's not right. It's like going to bed spooning a fucking sweeting brush, you know?
Well then, instead of trying to change her, how about you let her get on with her life and you go find a different woman?
But why? Here's the thing now, a question I have for you, Tina, okay? Say you're in a relationship with a fella for, say, 10 years, okay?
I am,
and you're madly in love with him. 8 years into the relationship, okay, he turns around and gets a drink problem. Now, you're not going to turn around and say to him, okay, go. Because you have emotional attachment.
You can't compare the two.
You can. You
can't. No, yes, you can't.
Tina.
A drink problem can destroy the whole family function. Somebody's weight's not going to.
This can destroy my sex life. What's the difference? This is destroying my sex life, Tina.
You were supposed to have fallen in love with your woman for who she is. Whether she was big when you met her and she's skinny now, you should have by now fallen in love with her, not her body. Her.
Hang on, guys. I'm going to come straight back to you in a sec. There are people, ladies of a similar physical disposition to Dara's girlfriend, going to talk to us after the break. 6797 FM104 is our phone number. Okay, there he is, fitness fanatic. He's into he's into larger girls. That was his thing. That's just his that's what he's attracted to. Is he wrong to turn around and say, well, I preferred you when you were bigger? And so he's more or less feeding her. Actually, just give us your... that's just weird. It's just strange. 53104 for 20 cent. Is this guy just a little bit too strange? Or maybe you think, are there any other guys who agree with them? There's one. 53104 for 20 cent. 6797 FM104 is our phone number.
Chris Barry, on the FM104 Phone Show. The man who gets Dublin talking. FM104. Call us now on 6797 FM104.
Well, you get strange requests, and this is right up there. We've Dara on the phone. Dara is not happy with his current situation. A lot of girls are interested in this, and I'll tell you why. How many guys seriously out there? He's clearly a fitness guy, and he met his girl when she was a bit big, and that's the way he wants his girl. She's lost a lot of weight. He's not happy at all. 6797 FM104 is our phone number. He's getting grief from his mates. He's getting grief from her, obviously. Things are not going too well, but does anybody agree with that, or is it just a little bit weird? 53104 for 20 cents. So far, you're agreeing. A lot of guys are agreeing with this. Fiona's on the phone. Fiona, this is a strange request, but there is, let's be honest, we're just looking at some of the stuff coming in. Opposites do attract, Fiona.
No, listen, I'm a big girl, and let me tell you, I'm going for my weight. Pardon?
I said, how are you doing, love?
Yeah, I'm grand, but I tell you, you won't be riding my waves, let me tell you. I am not very happy with you at all. If your girlfriend went out of her way to lose her weight, I'm very unhappy with my weight. And I'm actually in the process of going for weight surgery. I'm on a list waiting to get it. And the likes of you is what happened to me. That's exactly what happened to me, a feeder.
You can't blame someone else now for feeding you. Come on, you're a grown woman.
It's very hard.
You blame someone else for feeding you.
It's very hard to turn around when you're sitting there and you have a curry after your dinner later on in the evening to turn around and say no to it when you like your food.
Your problem is you're blaming other people for your own problems. You're going
to lose your relationship over your behaviour. You're going to lose that girl.
Well, I'm not going to lose my girl. All I want her is to put on a few pounds to ride.
She doesn't want to ride any more waves. She's had enough of the waves. She's getting seasick at this fucking stage. Do you not realise that?
Listen, when I'm making love to my girlfriend, it's like making love to a bed of nails. I don't want that either, you know.
And well, then you're going to have to move on and look for someone else. She's had enough of it. She's had enough of you.
She hasn't had enough of me. She's still around, so she obviously still wants a bit of me, you know.
But you should understand, being a fitness fanatic, you should understand the complications.
But you're not listening to me. I haven't changed from the first time we met. She's the one that made the changes.
And I've never
been attracted to a bag of bones. I've never been attracted to a bag of bones.
She doesn't want to be listen, I hate being overweight. If anyone says they're jolly because they're overweight, they're liars. Inwardly, they're not happy.
Jolly people now overweight, you know.
No, I'll tell you now, I hate my weight. Absolutely hate my weight.
You might find someone who loves your weight. You might find love out of your weight.
Listen, there's plenty out there that think it's great.
A lot of the African men in this country. A lot of the African men in this country love the big girls. You know.
Personally, I'm not happy with it. So I don't care what a man thinks. I'm not happy with it. So I'm going to do something with it. Your girlfriend, as I said, is sick of being seasick. She's had enough of it.
No, but the problem is now she's gone too skinny. She's gone from a cruise liner down to a dinghy. Listen, she's gone so skinny I could bring her out for a game of golf and use her as an iron here. You know, she's gone really, really...
You're actually insulting your girlfriend. You're not even being complimentary.
No, it's just gross, you know. It's not nice to look at.
And what size was she before she started to lose weight?
She was a big girl. She would have been chubby, I'd say a bit overweight, chubby. What every man likes a chubby girl.
A bit overweight is a 14, 16.
Okay.
Overweight is a 20.
What size are you now at the moment, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm going for weight surgery, so I am a big girl.
And what size are you in a dress?
I'd be a 24, 26.
24? Oh, yeah. Then that is big, my God. Do you have to push 2 single beds together to go to sleep?
No, I actually don't.
2 double beds?
There you go. But I don't like, at least I'm being honest about my size, and I don't like...
I appreciate that.
And I don't like being heavy, and she She probably wasn't that heavy, but she didn't want to end up that heavy.
No.
Okay, hang on a sec, guys. I'm just looking at some of the text messages coming in. From Jamie, I love a busty woman. I totally agree with Dara. See, it depends where you're coming from. 6797 FM104 is our phone number. 53104 for 20 cents. What would you say, seriously? Let's do a little poll on this, male, female. Is he right in doing what he's doing? I suppose he's been honest. You may not like what he's saying, but he's just been straight up about it. And he's right in what he's saying. There are a lot of guys out there, and this is the thing, and you know this, Fiona, as well. Young lads out there calling us in, and they're saying, okay, they like, not as extreme as Dara, but they do like a bigger girl. It's just...
I'm telling you, I have never been short of fellas, even as big as I am now, but it drives me insane because you don't know whether it's just they're out to look to use you or what it's all about. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And no, hold on, Derek. You're coming from a male perspective. I'm coming from a female's one. And I'm coming from the one that has this problem. So I know what I'm talking about. And I cannot... I should have my weight surgery done this year, but due to circumstances earlier in the year, it had to be postponed. I'm having it done next year.
Yeah.
And I'm having it done...
You have a husband at the moment, Fiona?
No, I don't have a husband, no.
I was going to ask, do you want to do a wife swap for a week?
No thanks.
Can I come back in there, please?
You can indeed, Tina. Go ahead.
Yeah, is he not more concerned about his girlfriend or whatever she is and his child, and that she will be more active with her child, have a longer life with his child, be healthier with his child?
Yeah, obviously, yeah, but I'm not looking for a girl
into the equation at all, or is it just about you and your sex life? Is that what this is about? Just you and your sex life?
Yeah, because it's very important to me.
Okay, is the mother of your child not very important, that she's going to be there for your child?
If
you want to end up being a single dad, maybe at an early age?
I could walk out of this relationship. I could find someone like Fiona, my type, then that's it. But I don't want to. I want to stay around.
And this is your thing. This is what you want.
Her for very long if you keep feeding her that kind of shit food, let me tell you.
Hang on, Fiona, you were saying he's a feeder. Explain that to people.
A feeder is a man who will feed. They're usually quite slim or quite fit.
Deliberately feed.
They will feed them as much junk and as much food as they can. So they like fat women.
Is insecurity on his side?
Fiona, you can't blame other people. If you were sitting there, I'm sure your ex-boyfriend didn't have a gun to your head and a chicken ball. You feed yourself,
Excuse me.
Sometimes she doesn't hate the food because she doesn't want to. I don't say...
Which I can understand. Listen, let me tell you something, Derek. Hold on. I didn't hear that you had a chef. I don't know. What's your name?
Dara is his name.
Well, he sounds like a tell boy anyway. But
lovely, Fiona.
Yeah, well, you're probably only 5'5" anyway. Cause most fellas, small fellas, have a thing about fat women anyway.
Exactly.
I don't know what it is. It's like a boost their ego or something. I don't know.
It's great having like a big woman on top of you. Like when they're on your bed and you end up on the floor. Like it's just a
you're actually disgusting. And I'm a big woman. You actually will make me sick.
Oh, I like big women.
Now, disgusting.
I would love to stand behind you, Fiona, and just start singing wave after wave, making love.
Yeah, well, I tell you what, there's plenty of those fucking waves up in that water place up there in Blanchardstown. Go up there.
There might be too many waves. Let's go to Paddy and also Paul as well. It's FM104's phone number. This is bizarre. We've got a Paddy. Paddy, how you doing?
Hey Chris, long time no speak.
Hiya, Paddy.
What I want to ask Fiona is, she said she's gonna have
surgery.
Surgery.
Yeah.
Is she paying for it, or is it being paid by the government?
Yes, she's paid by the government.
Yeah, well, and then you're fucking bragging about it. Do you not think there's something wrong about that?
No, because if I don't have it done, I'll be dead in 10 years.
Some people might say, yeah.
Do you object to the government paying for it?
Yes, I do. When I'm
okay, if say the government had to pay some operation for you to have some, say, cardiac surgery or something like that.
You're smoking.
And because you smoke cigarettes, or you drank, and if you drink, it can affect your heart as well. So should I object to you getting that for free?
Yeah, in many ways.
Well then...
So why have a health service then? Why have a health service? Why pay tax?
Exactly.
See, if that's the argument, anytime anybody goes into hospital for whatever it is, you can just object to it.
No.
I work, Paddy, so what's your objective to me working? I'm entitled to get something back. If I don't have it done, it's going to cost the government a lot more money in the long run.
True.
So which would you prefer? Which would you prefer, Paddy?
Sorry, Chris, can I cut in for a minute?
Yeah, go on.
Go ahead.
Fiona, if I remember right, you're a taxi driver, aren't you?
Yeah, I am.
No, I'm fair fucking place here. I'm not.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm not arguing there with you. Do a great job. I use taxis a lot, right? But I do object to the obese people. Let's put it that way.
You object to obese people?
Obese people.
Okay. Hold on. Let me go to Paul as well. Paul, how are you?
Oh yeah, you're all right, mate.
All right, Paul.
Yeah, I just wanted, his name, Dara.
Yep, Dara.
Hey, Paul.
Yeah, Dara.
Hey, Paul.
Don't be giving her takeaways, mate. She'll end up with diabetes and all that. You want to give it you know that milkshakes the weightlifters use.
Dr. Phil, you there?
The protein, yeah. Protein shakes, I think he's talking about, Dara, yeah.
All right.
Healthy weight. I'll put her up to a decent size as then.
Oh, I can't really...
Giving her takeaways.
No, I can't really understand you, Dara, because your accent's a little bit strange. I can't make her out, pal. Sorry.
Accent.
I can't make out what you're talking, what you're saying.
All right. Well, I'll try. I'll try it again.
Yeah, try again, Paul. Try again.
Understand.
Don't be giving her takeaways because she will develop like diabetes and stuff. You know.
Did you say don't be giving her Tic Tacs?
Don't be giving her takeaways because she might develop diabetes. That's what he said.
But a lot of people have takeaways. You know, there's no harm in it.
Yeah. Give it the milkshakes what the weightlifters use, you know.
Okay, protein milkshakes. Okay, we're getting a lot of advice there, but the thing is, a lot of people are agreeing with him. That's the weird thing. 53104 for 20 cents. 6797 FM104 is our phone number. Tell you what we'll do to put him out of his misery, because there's a load of people calling us about the toys as well. Do you know what we're going to do? We're going to do a poll on this. Is he right doing what he's doing? And, you know, if you were not politically correct, would you say, well, he's kind of right? Although a lot of people think he's very selfish. 53104 for 20 cents. Give us a yes and no on that. We'll tell him in about 15 minutes exactly how people feel, because for some reason... it isn't going down too well with a lot of people. Fiona, I'm just amazed that there are guys calling us in, young guys, very young lads, 22, 19 to 22, and they said they can understand where this guy is coming from. But you're saying there were some men who just deliberately feed a woman and that's it.
Like, I'm heading into my late 40s now, right? When I was a young one growing up, to be fat was a no-no. You wouldn't get a bloke or nothing if you were overweight.
Right.
The amount of young fellas now, even when I'm driving, even out in the taxi, that will hit on you. Because
they hit on you?
They'll hit on you because you're fat. I am actually...
Are you talking young lads here?
We're talking in their mid-20s.
You might have got me in your taxi, Fiona.
No, I didn't, because
she'd remember you, Dara. Yeah. She'd remember you, all right. Jesus.
I remember one night bringing this girl, a lovely-looking young girl, she was heavy too, up to meet her boyfriend, I won't say where, and as soon as he saw me, he said, you stay in the car, she can come for a drink with me. That's what he said to me.
Now, what was he like? Was he the same or what?
He was a bit of all right now, and he was only a young fella, he was only 24 or 5. I am absolutely fascinated by what boys find attractive about fat girls, because let me tell you, I don't find myself very attractive.
But they obviously did.
They do. I don't listen. It doesn't matter. I don't like being this way. So this is why I'm doing something. This is why I'm trying to do something about it. And I would have had it done this year, only for circumstances, but by Jesus, I'll have it done next year.
Well, that's okay. And would you like to get down to a size 6, Fiona? Would you like a size 8?
No, not size 6. I'd like to be a size 10, size 12.
A size 10, size 12, but that's okay. I'll settle for that, but I'd like a little bit more bust, you need something to grab on to.
Well, I'm sorry, that's the one thing I actually wasn't blessed with. Everything else felt set, but I wasn't blessed with a big one.
Okay, but Fiona, I can carry my girlfriend up to bed now with one arm, and I just toss her into bed, It's like throwing a curry around the place.
But I love someone to be able to lift me up.
I want someone like you to carry me up to bed.
I mean, shite, I wouldn't carry a man over fucking nothing.
Well, I'll tell you what, Fiona, if I had been with you a few years ago, I used to drive a forklift, I would have been able to carry you up to bed.
I tell you one thing, your girlfriend's better off without you, seriously.
She's a lucky woman.
You're lucky woman. An absolute arsehole.
So is he...
That or you're a complete and utter piss taker and you're taking the piss.
Tell me about the guys that you met in the cab. Tell us about that.
Listen, they're only kids. Like, I'm old enough to be their mammy.
And what do they say to you? What do they say to you?
You are beautiful.
No. They'd rather... is there any chance we can do a deal instead of the fare?
Oh, I like the sound of that.
Well, listen, it's a car I have, not a bed. Right, hello. I mean, I actually do be horrified. I actually tell most of them I'm a lesbian, to be honest with you.
Serious?
Yeah, because it's better. Then you don't have any of this shit coming out of them.
Fiona,
no, I don't. I actually don't. I actually find it quite insulting.
No, but that should be a compliment. Like,
it's not a compliment.
A young lad says, "Oh my God, you're beautiful."
It's actually an insult.
Make you feel good.
Say that. It's an insult. And the other thing is, when the beer goggles are on, it's a different story. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you might have looked a bit like Jennifer Anderson driving the taxi, you know. Or
I've been told I look a bit like Raquel Welch on a few occasions.
Oh,
sure, there you go.
No, are you serious?
Do you know what? You give an Aspro a fucking headache, you know that?
Well, listen, Fiona, I want someone to give me advice on my relationship, not someone...
Your relationship is doomed. If you continue to want her to put on weight, she's going to walk.
Fiona, you are a single mother, you cannot give me any advice, okay? I'm still in a relationship, okay? I want someone to give me advice.
I'm a single mother. I am not a single...
Listen, not someone that should be on the phone line to Samaritans. I want someone else to come on. So can you move along now? And best of luck with your operation next year, okay?
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Well, Paul, you're saying that he should count himself lucky he still has a girlfriend. I'd imagine, but there you go. Anyway, if you have any very quick advice, 53104 for 20 cents, 6797 FM104 is our phone number. That is Tara. It's an unusual request too, but they're... is he right? He must be, because Fiona is a taxi driver and she said young guys are attracted to older, bigger ladies. It's just... she doesn't understand why. If anybody can explain that to us, maybe we should do this about 11:30. 6797 FM104 is the phone number, 53104 for 20 cents. Some good news, by the way, that lady, because remember we were asking earlier on the toys you cannot get, and Santa is, having a bit of a problem with certain things. We might have some good news for that lady coming up in a second.
Chris Parry on the FM104 Phone Show. The man who gets Dublin talking. Miss him. Miss out. FM104.
Welcome back to you. 6797 FM104 is our phone number. So far, about 83% of people thinking that Dara is mad, absolutely mad, and is saying all the wrong things. And loads of girls are calling us and saying, tell his girlfriend to run. But anyway, we'll come back to that a little bit later. Santa's having problems, but Sarah, you managed to solve that problem.
I did, I think.
Okay, what was your problem?
Oh no, just the girl that was on earlier looking for Minecraft story mode.
Yeah.
I had the same problem myself. I was searching high and low, trying to get it, and I managed to get 2 copies in GameStop and Blanche Shopping Centre the other day, and they seemed to have plenty in stock. So
go online. We also carry mines, we were told as well, so you can get it there.
Yeah, a lot of people have been texting in. This game,
Smith's Toys.
Minecraft, seems to be harder than we thought to guess, because a lot of people are texting in. But apparently there's one, I think it's the Tesco in Clearwater and Finglas. There's another one in Blanche, another one in Liffey Valley apparently. But Ellen rang us up initially and she said that she's finding it hard to get it anywhere, which it seems, by judging by the text, a lot of people are. So Sarah, was Blanche, you got yours?
Yeah, in GameStop, yeah.
There you go. Well done on that one. So is everything set for Santa now, Sarah?
Yeah, we just have to wait now to see if Santa turns up with all his presents.
And did you write your letter to Santa?
I did.
Yeah, and have you been a good girl? You're not on the naughty list now, are you?
Oh, I don't know. I've tried to be good.
Yeah, I think I could possibly be on the naughty list. I don't know why. No idea why.
No idea.
Has anyone realistically ever been given a bag of coal? I've heard of people being given a bag of coal by Santa.
Is that the thing you get if you're on the naughty list, is it?
If you're bold, I'm nearly sure, Sarah, if you're bold, you get given I think it's a bag of coal.
Where'd you hear that?
Well, that's what I was always told. In fairness, I never met anyone who ever got it. I was told it was a bag of coal you got.
Could you imagine, you know when the kids are screaming, well, if you're bold, Santa's going to leave you a bag of coal. That'll be your Christmas present. That'll work, won't it?
Well, it's economical, heats the house.
True.
I'm not saying it's every boy's dream, but it's practical. I can think of worse things to get.
Yeah, true.
A Daniel O'Donnell album will be up there.
Stop. Please.
That would be really punishing a child, wouldn't it?
Leave it in the room with that running over and over and over and over. Actually, don't knock him. Some people love him, but there you go.
Or even the Adele album, just over and over again.
Jesus, no, I can't take it.
Just to ensure you have a nice, depressing Christmas.
Oh, absolutely. Well, Sarah, you have a lovely Christmas.
Yeah.
Have a great Christmas. Well done. Listen, thank you for your help. Load of people calling us in. That lady, there you go. There's your help. If there's anything you can't get, let us know. 53104 for 20 cent. If you're coming home now and you're thinking, I have tried, I'm going mad. Some people get really stressed. You probably know that person getting stressed, saying, I'm trying to help. I am really trying to help and do everything I can to help Santa out. Well, sometimes you can, sometimes you can't. But well done. Go to Blanche anyway. Seems to be the place to go.
Blanche and Liffey Valley seem the place. But yeah, as Chris was saying, if there's anything Santa's finding hard to get, give us a buzz. Let us know, because I think we sorted out Ellen, who got in touch. She's been sent in the right direction to get that Minecraft game. If there's anything that you're finding hard to get, give us a buzz. We'll see what we can do for you. Point you in the right direction.
I still want me Lego.
Pink Lego for girls was what I was surprised
with. You know something? I think Keith and Chris were shocked when all of a sudden when we realised, my God, they make Lego for girls too.
Girls play with Lego.
Girls play with Lego. You learned something new on this. They don't call it the silly season for nothing, let me tell you. And now we know why. Anyway, by the way, this came into us yesterday. We couldn't get to it. I just want to mention it to you because a lot of you are doing this. Even as we speak tonight, you're probably doing this. Chris, I want to make your listeners aware of an incident that happened to me over the weekend. I was on my way home from my Christmas party. And yes, I had a few drinks on me, but who doesn't at their Christmas party? It was quite hard to get a taxi, so I was forced in the end to take a taxi driven by a non-national, something I wouldn't usually do. I couldn't tell what country he was from, but I didn't want to engage in conversation. The whole journey made me feel completely uncomfortable. He told me I was very good looking and asked, did I have a husband? I barely responded as I thought he was very creepy. As I arrived on my road, I paid him. As I got out, he laughed and said, watch your skirt doesn't rise up. He made my skin crawl, and I was delighted to get in safe and sound. I dread to think what would have happened if I was younger and drunker. It just goes to show I'm right to stick to Irish drivers. As from Karen. Well, Karen, if you assume that, just because they're Irish drivers, they're going to be absolute angels to you and not sexist, I doubt it. Has this woman the wrong attitude? Do you think, do women experience this often on a night out? Let me know. I mean, would you be that? She seemed very picky about it. I think was it last Friday? Remember last Friday? Wasn't great weather-wise.
No.
Wasn't great. Storm, wind, you name it. Absolutely terrible. So what do you do in this situation? Because you're loads of you getting taxis. Absolutely loads of you. 53104 for 20 cents. Is Karen being a little bit paranoid, assuming, oh my God, he talked about how if somebody says, you're good looking, you're a nice girl, and just has a little chat with you. But I think she got the wrong idea. He said, what was it? I couldn't tell what country he was from, but I didn't want to engage in conversation. The whole journey made me feel completely uncomfortable. He told me I was very good looking and asked did I have a husband. I barely responded as I thought he was very creepy. As I arrived on my road, I paid him and got out. Then he laughed and said, watch your skirt doesn't rise up. He made my skin crawl, and I was delighted to get in safe and sound. I dread to think what would happen if I was younger and drunker. It goes to show I'm right to stick to Irish taxi drivers. Does Karen have an attitude problem, folks? Let us know. 6797 FM104 is our phone number. 53104 20 cent. A lot of people, if you were that passenger Because even some of the taxi drivers who were saying to me it was bedlam last weekend, was absolutely bedlam. And they also went on, what do they call them? Zombies, Chris, 4 o'clock in the morning. If you go near Dame Street, they're bloody drunk zombies as well. I'm amazed people are able to remember how they got into the taxi, how they found the taxi, and indeed what the taxi driver looked like. Never mind anything else. But Joe is on the phone. Joe is on line 2. Joe, how are you?
How are you, Chris? How are you getting on?
Not bad. Is Karen? She wasn't happy about, sort of being. The guy gave him the creeps.
Yeah, well, not surprised at all. I wonder, was he one of the 120 that was caught 3 weeks ago? The bogus taxi drivers, if you can remember, on the news, 120 was caught.
That's at least.
Before the festive season. They were all geared up to go.
So, it could have been, and there are some dodgy ones that aren't legal.
Oh, yeah, should have done all the blacks, all the niggers that's here. Sure.
Whoa, hey, don't say that.
What do you want me to say to you?
Well, you can't use a word like that, for crying out loud.
They're here to fucking stroke the country to death, and that's the end of it. And that's all they're here to do. And grab a hold of as many women as they can, have sex and have babies. Oh yeah, Irish passport.
Oh, come on now. Come on. Sometimes there are people. Hang on, there are people here for many, many years. You can't say Irish taxi drivers are bloody angels either. Come on.
No.
That makes no sense.
The majority aren't, but all the black taxi drivers, they're all fucking scammers. And they're giving out, and by the way, they're giving out fucking dummy money when they're giving you back your change.
Where are they getting dummy money?
God only fucking knows. God only knows where they're getting it from.
You're talking counterfeit garbage, are you?
Yes, I am, yeah, and exactly, because that happened to me one night, and I turned around and said, hang on, that's not a fucking real tenner. And I had the back door open, he fucking drove away with the back door open. Gone, like a fucking scalded cat.
So you're not surprised that Karen had this creepy encounter with this guy at all?
Any girl shouldn't get into one of the taxis in the fucking first place. There's enough fucking Irish men there that's doing the proper job, and the halo is the safest way to go. If you're paranoid or any shape or form, go with fucking halo.
She turned around, she said, all right, it was a creepy conversation. The guy was chatting her up. What guy doesn't chat up? Banter. Irish. We're all... come on. Everyone knows about banter. Come on, Joe.
Across at the girl, for fuck's sake, and the girl on her own, shitting on herself, and she's paying for fucking that fare. She's paying to listen to all that crap.
Hang on a second. Dennis is also on the phone. Dennis, listening to what Joe is saying, and Jesus, what he's not saying isn't much either. Do you think that he's just getting the wrong end of the stick here?
I just think when Joe uses sweeping statement of black car driver are dodgy, I think he's racist. Sorry to say that.
He said
when you use a sweeping statement saying all black taxi drivers are dodgy, I think you are racist.
They're all the same. You're all the same. You're here to fucking destroy the country. That's all you're here to do. That's all you're here to get as much money, no matter how you get it, you don't give a shit. And you will do it. Of course you will. It's all going back to fucking Nigeria and all the other countries are all from. The whole fucking lot of you getting fucking more sent over on boats.
Joe, I think you should be ashamed of yourself.
Why would I want to be ashamed of myself?
Irish and you're talking shit out of your mouth, you should be ashamed because you were crying when the English were doing this to you. Using sweeping statement against every Irish.
Doing what exactly? What are you shouting about now?
And today you are talking that every black person is shy. That they are racist,
they're all fucking scammers. You're going around with fucking dud money and everything. You don't give a fuck. Big, huge watches, loads of jewellery. For fuck's sake, come on.
Come on, are you convinced that, Joe, that every single... all right, Karen is talking about it. She didn't mention nationality. She just said a foreign taxi driver. That every single one of them are out to screw you, to rob you blind, to take your money.
That's what they're here for. That's all they're here for. You see them into the fucking post office, send them wads of fucking money back. Wads of money.
Well, there's a lot of black people that are working that are even paying for you sitting down your ass there.
I'm sitting down on my arse, but I tell you one thing, pal. I tell you, I'm a hard fucking worker. I'm out fucking morning, noon and night.
You can say that. People that talk like you, they don't work.
So I don't know where you're coming from with this fucking shit.
Are you people that have the mind like you don't work. It's people like you that will say, oh, what am I going to work for?
Are you a taxi driver, Are you a taxi driver?
Are you a native doctor?
Are you a taxi driver? That's all I'm asking you. So what the fuck are you doing on the phone? You haven't even a fucking clue what we're going on about. You can't even fucking talk right.
Who I am. Every black person be a taxi driver.
Black me.
That's real senses now.
Okay, 53104 for 20 cents, 6797 FM104 is our phone number. Let us know how you feel, because, Joe is... Joe, you said you're not surprised of Karen's experience. Now, don't forget, this is the busiest time of year for people getting into a taxi. You're saying Halo is one thing, fair enough. But sure, there's people of every nationality using Halo.
Yeah, but they're all fucking vetted, Chris. They're all vetted. Most of them taxi drivers caught the other day, a couple of weeks ago, they weren't fucking vetted, and they were bogey taxi drivers.
But you were talking these guys, some of these guys were completely illegal. There was nothing legal about them at all.
The cops just turned up in the fucking streets out of nowhere. Nobody knew nothing, and that's how they were all caught. And about fucking time they were all caught. That's 130 bogus off the fucking road and charged and prosecuted.
So you think, I think what Dennis was saying there, he was saying that you were being a hypocrite. You were being a racist hypocrite.
How am I being a hypocrite? I'm fucking only telling the truth on a radio station, am I?
Yeah, but you turn around and said all these black guys, every single one of them, were here to screw everyone, rob everyone, scam everyone. I mean,
and another fucking thing, Chris. Your man there fucking 2 weeks ago said he had to go back to fucking Nigeria with his family because the racism here was fucking horrendous.
That's correct.
Yeah, and why wouldn't it be fucking horrendous? If they stopped fucking going around fucking robbing people and fucking dipping people and fucking putting dummy money all over the place.
You're talking about a handful of people, but you make it sound you make it sound like every single person from whatever nationality they are, they're coming over here and just screwing you completely.
It's all to get the fucking drugs over here. They'll find different ways, and that's why they're all fucking here, to get different fucking traces that they can get it in this way and get it in that way, and if it works off, they get a big payday.
Are you paranoid? Are you completely paranoid about these people?
Paranoid, but I tell you one thing.
Are you convinced that there's a...
You'll never get into a taxi again with one of them fuckers, and that's the truth.
Okay, well, some of these guys are listening to you now, and they're appalled about what you're saying. Stay on the line there. It just beggars belief. 6797 FM104 is our phone number. This is let me see. The racist on the phone can't speak English properly. Never mind the guy whose first language is obviously not English, so he needs to shut up. Give us your views on that. I mean, okay, he's right. There were a lot of bogus taxi drivers taken out of the system, and the guards said they were going to do that anyway for a variety of reasons and a variety of different nationalities as well. I particularly want to talk to women tonight as well, because women are a guy is a guy. I mean, don't really care, but women are very, very uncomfortable getting into taxis sometimes. Most of the taxi drivers are absolutely fine, but I had the conversation here with some female members, and they said, but you don't know, you're not a woman, you don't appreciate what they go through. 6797 FM104. Ola, hello Ola.
Yeah, Chris, good evening.
How are you, sir? How are you doing?
Fine. Thanks for having me on your show.
Okay, what do you reckon? This guy is just all right. Has he an attitude problem, do you think, this guy?
Oh my God, that's another fool in human skin, to be honest with you. How could he say all black taxi drivers are criminals?
That's what he's not alone. Did he say that? He turned around and said, did you mention that they're, Joe, deliberately scamming every single person they can get hold of?
Yes, they are, and they're fucking doing it left, right and centre. I tell you, you wake up and you'll see, some fucking day you'll see, this fucking country's and it's going to end up in its knees because of all these fuckers.
Okay, well, hang on. Ola, you're a taxi driver. You've been, working here for...
I've been driving taxi in the last five years in Dublin here.
Okay.
And I wouldn't believe...
There you go. 5 years, Joe. 5 years he's doing
5 years only. And what about all the other taxi drivers that's driving all their lives here in Ireland? And them fuckers are just coming out of nowhere, renting a taxi for €100 a week, and they're still not legit. They still haven't got clearance certificates. Still haven't got them. So what's happening? Why is this not happening?
Joe, you are the highest fool I can think of in this 21st century.
I'm a fool.
We have the guards, we have the suitability, everybody is checking
customs
on...
customs, by the way, yeah. Watching every fucking one of you.
Checking on... Are you now saying the taxi regulator, they are not intelligent enough? Is that what you're saying?
That's why we have the best police force in Ireland. Yeah, right. Come here, I tell you, they're getting away with fucking murder here. That's the end of it. You're getting away with murder. The whole lot of you.
Hang on, Ola. You've been here for what, 5 years? And when you hear someone as strong as Joe coming on, saying the girl is right not to, have you experienced this from female passengers who wouldn't get into the car with you? And now we're hearing why. It's not the colour of anybody's skin. It just seems to be they're convinced that they're going to be hit on.
Chris, it's a free world. I'm a married person, and
it's not a free world when you think you can do what you fucking like. And especially with female occupants in the car.
And passengers that are gay, they won't chat me up. So that doesn't mean because a taxi driver is chatting up the lady, and she's not even chatting her up. She just asks a question. And if
what do you mean just after? And why was he making comments about her dress and all? She's a nice arse and all. Is she married and all? What the fuck's that all about?
An Irish taxi driver can say that as well. An Irish taxi driver can say that as well.
Taxi drivers, do you have female
many times gay people have asked me out being a taxi driver.
What?
That's what go with the business. I'm not going to say because a gay guy is now chatting me up. Everybody in Ireland are this or that. You must be a compound fool. You are not thinking before you say anything else.
So, you think that Joe's an incompetent fool?
He's a compound one.
Right.
Confident fool.
He's a confident fool.
Yeah, it's a compound fool because there's no reasoning at all before he utters words out of his mouth.
Okay, stay there for a sec, guys. A lot of women calling us in on this as well because, yes, it is that time of year. But, what makes that decision? Because, okay, Karen wasn't happy. She said her skin crawled when the guy, said, and I quote, watch your dress doesn't rise up. He made my skin crawl, Chris, and I was delighted to get in safe and sound. I dread to think what would have happened if I was younger and drunker. It goes to show I'm right to stick to Irish drivers. That's from Karen. Do women experience this often on a night out? Is Karen being just paranoid, perhaps just silly and racist? 6797 FM104 is our phone number, 53104 for 20 cents. Irish taxi driver never stop moaning. I'll read that out to you in a second after the break. It is something else. That really was, some guy just said, that man who just launched an attack on hundreds of people he doesn't know is a complete fool, Chris. We'll find out after the break. 53104 for 20 cents. 6797 FM104 is our phone number. How many women agree with Karen who sent us in the email in particular? That was her experience. Is she just paranoid? Or maybe she did have too much to drink. We're back in a moment. FM104. Welcome back to you. Leon just gave us a text that we're looking at it. Leon, you had an experience last week with your girlfriend.
I did indeed, yeah.
Okay, tell us about that.
Okay, so we got a taxi. I find it with the majority of any taxi man. I don't know who it is or.
Yeah, but you see, a lot of people were correcting me when I said I don't care. I don't give a damn. If they're rude, they're rude. I don't care if they're black, white, pink, or yellow. But then somebody just turned around and said to me, "Well, you're a bloke. You don't care."
You can understand from a girl's point of view that if you're going to get in a taxi with a black man, obviously you're going to feel insecure and. Like, I'm sure
or any man is who's sort of having a go with her, if you know what I mean.
Exactly, yeah. So, like, last week I got a taxi with my girlfriend home, coming from town, going home. We got in a taxi man with a black guy. Now, in all fairness, he had an awful personality. Just wanted to drop us home. That was it. That was fine. Slowly but surely, we got him out of a shell. We had a laugh with him. He was explaining to us that he had kids, that he had a family, and that he just wanted to make a living.
And so he was probably like that because he had people in the car before probably giving him a hard time, so he just shut down.
Again,
it probably took you a while to break the ice with him.
It could be, yeah. Now, I know from experience, like, I used the likes of Halo a lot.
Yeah.
For the likes of getting to work and stuff. So, like, I get in taxis with a lot of them, and a lot of show me pictures of their kids or of their wife and tell me where they've come from or what they've done. And like I respect the fact that there's people out there that are looking to work, that and want to work and want to earn a living.
Exactly. I mean, not everybody is Al Capone and is some sort of crime lord. Not everyone is going to behave like that. And okay, if you're a girl, fair enough. There are loads of dads and boyfriends calling us in now saying, I don't care. They're a little bit nervous on a really busy night with certain taxi drivers for some strange reason. Joe, do you understand where Leon is coming from? He got to know the guy, Joe.
Yeah, but he didn't show you photographs of his wife and his fucking kids. Would you fuck off out of that? What is it? Is he a taxi driver, or is he going to sit there having a conversation with you while the fucking clock is running? Are you taking the piss? Are you taking the piss there now?
No, I wouldn't be taking.
Coming out with.
I wouldn't be taking the piss. Yeah, you just keep on blabbering on about them robbing money and want to do what they want and taking all Irish jobs, they're taking all the money. They're not, because half the 9 out of 10 of them taxi drivers that could be black, could be from Pakistan, could be from anywhere. Sorry. Have more drive to get up and work rather than half.
But how many? Hang on, Joe. The taxi drivers you're talking about, they're from lots of different countries.
It doesn't give a bollocks where they're
Why?
from.
Why not?
Same.
But they're not all the same. That doesn't make any sense. You can't say they're all the same.
Someone wants to come here.
That's like saying all the Irish are terrorists and they're all the same. They're not.
Fucking selves. Are you fucking taking the piss in this country? For fuck's sake, they have it nearly annihilated as it is.
Annihilated?
Annihilated. That's what's going to happen here. You watch. You see how fast we come out of that recession. Watch and see how fucking fast we get back into it.
So you're blaming the taxi drivers on the recession as well, come on.
Listen to this. The amount of fucking money that's going out of this country is fucking horrendous. It's absolutely horrendous.
Why is it all just revolving around just taxis? That's what I don't understand. It's not only taxis.
No, it's not just. I'm talking about all blacks. I'm not just talking about fucking taxi drivers.
So you're being completely racist. All right, go on, yeah.
Isn't it?
Hang on a second. Leon, do you think that he's just completely racist?
I do indeed, yeah. Like, I come from a school down in North Tennessee, O'Connell's, and I've came up through 6 years of secondary school with all multinational students, and I think that's completely inappropriate.
Okay, so do you think that your generation is one thing, he's in the dark ages? I mean, I'm lucky enough, I travelled an awful lot, I worked abroad. I don't know how many different nationalities I get in cabs with or whatever. You know what I mean? And I don't go in and say, well, I don't know if I should get into this guy because he might be come from the wrong country and he might have the wrong colour skin. Because that's illogical. It makes no logical sense. Because you can be a white guy and Irish and be a pain in the ass.
Exactly, yeah.
It's not just, but there is a thing about women. We're jammed about women calling us in. Women are very uncomfortable getting into certain taxis. Anyone who creeps them out. How do you feel about your girlfriend going alone into a taxi?
Oh, it's never been the case. Like, no matter if he's Irish or he's African, it doesn't matter what he is. If she's getting in a taxi, she's going to get in a taxi with me.
So you don't allow... Well, allow is not the word I should use, but you're uncomfortable.
If she goes out on a night out with a few girls and she's coming home in a taxi, what are you going to be fucking outside the fucking disco waiting for her to come home with her?
No, I wouldn't be. I wouldn't be that bad now. I can understand she's with her friends. That's okay. And plus she's a girlfriend that's well able for herself, anyways. But it still plays on your mind the fact that, well, whether he's Irish or where he could drive off, he could. You don't know, but I'm still.
Come here, to tell you, I'll give you an incident there that happened only 9 months ago. Down in Dunleary area, right? This girl, she only had enough fucking money. He dropped off the other 3 girls first, and then she was the last to be dropped off. The girls gave her the few bob, whatever it was, and then she was short €3, I think, and your man fucking grabbed the money off her hand and fucked her out of the car, and she was walking away with disgust because it wasn't even where he left her. She didn't even live near it. She'd only had about 10 minutes to walk. Now listen to this. He fucking went after and hit her an open hander.
We've only your word for that, though. I mean, you can make up any story. Hang on, 6797 FM104 is our phone. Are these people Leon? See, Leon is different. Maybe Leon, you said you did 6th year with every nationality you could mention.
I have, yes.
Okay, so and again, you've met people, personalities, individuals with lives and families. You know what I mean?
It could be different for all ages. Like, if you look at a lot of people in their mid-30s could say, well, I never spent as much time with someone from a different country, so I'm going to say, right there's a black man in a taxi, he's trying to take all our money. Like, it's not like that. I grew up around foreign people all my life, so I understand where they're coming from and that they're trying to get a better life, they're trying to make a better living, and they just want to be happy.
Okay, hang on a second. 53104 for 27. And many people agree with Leon. And how many women agree with Karen? All right, Karen was having a bad time. There actually one guy just texted us in and said, Chris, I wouldn't allow my girlfriend to get in a taxi, period. Now, maybe that's just been a bit overprotective there. 53104 for 20 cents. 6797 FM104 is our phone number. Sam is on the line as well. Sam, how are you?
Hi, Chris. How are you?
Not bad.
Because I'm just like listening to the show there. I don't know. I'm going a bit crazy. Like, listen, last Christmas, you know, I got into a taxi. I'm a very well-educated woman, as you do, and you know, your life is great. Everything's cool. Look, your man was just nuts, I think. They rang the cab for me at 1:10.
Right.
1:10, okay? I got into the taxi. I didn't find my house until 4:10 in the morning.
Why?
Where was I for 4 hours? I don't know, because I was totally intoxicated.
Did you fall asleep in the cab?
Yeah, I must have been.
Yeah, well, he must have fucking helped himself.
I don't want you, like, ear bashing me, right? You back off, right? You've had your speak, so I'm going to speak, alright? I don't know. I went home. I don't know. I didn't even get home. I was outside. My house. My husband came outside. He was like, right, it's 4:30 in the morning. The taxi driver was just like, I don't know. Nothing was, I don't know. You know, and the next morning, I did investigate the situation, and, you know, he shouldn't have done that. Like, it was a 20-minute job, you know, that took 4 hours. Where
were you for 4 hours?
Yeah,
is the obvious. Did you find out?
Yeah, I did.
Where?
Yeah, it's a legal investigation, so I can't.
All right, if there's an investigation, don't even go there, Sam. But that does sound a bit odd. However, again, Halo is big, absolutely big. If you're a woman, go for Halo, seriously, because even you'd agree with that, Joe, wouldn't you? Go for Halo.
Go for Halo. It's the safest option. Look, you know where you're getting a fucking text, and whoever you want to get a text to say that person has arrived at that address.
Okay. How would you feel? We've a lot of people calling us in now, and they're just boyfriends and dads wary of any woman getting. Is that just the male thing? They're wary of any woman getting into a taxi. I mean, to be fair, any taxi. I've, you know, like yourself, Joe, I've met the odd bloody lunatic. So have you, I'm sure, in the back of a cab. But the majority are fine. But as they're kept saying to me here, yeah, but you're a bloke, Chris. It doesn't make any odds with you. If you're a woman, it's a completely different kettle of fish.
Chris, I was down in Athlone at a funeral, and in the middle of we didn't need taxis, but this couple had walked past the first two taxis and get into the third one, and there were two black guys in the first and the second, and the two of them get out, and the fucking things they didn't say, why you walk past my car, why I'm not good enough for me to drive you home, and there was fucking murder. And the taxi driver that took them in the third car turned around and said, lads, it's their choice. They're the clients. End of.
Which is true, you know, you have a choice now. 53104 for 20 cents. Tony's on the line. Hello, Tony, how are you?
Yeah, how are you doing, Chris? How's it going?
Not bad. This is about your wife.
Yeah, I'm just hearing the conversation about everyone giving out about different nationality taxi drivers. Well, my wife now had an encounter with an Irish taxi man now on Friday night.
Yes, don't mention any names or companies, okay?
No, I won't, no. And she was at her Christmas party, and I was meant to pick her up, but she rang me, obviously, I get a taxi home with a friend who lives around the corner. So they got the taxi home to the Irish fella, and he was talking away and this and that, and asking, were you married? And they go, yeah. So ended up dropping my wife home first, but the taxi man didn't actually believe my wife. She actually didn't believe my wife that she had a husband. So like, when are you going to let me into the house? He was actually nearly getting out. He wouldn't let my wife and her friend out of the taxi. He locked the car. Lucky that I was actually looking out at the window, I actually came out, and he was nearly he wouldn't open the door for me. He was being abusive to my wife and to my friend.
For what?
Yeah, because he wanted obviously something else. He wanted more than just.
So he thought he was being led on in his head.
He was chancing his arm, and my wife actually wasn't that drunk at all. She was fine. Well, she was still well spoken, but he wouldn't let them out. So eventually, he let them out. Well, he threw half the fare at him. He wasn't getting any. Of course, obviously, giving me abuse, but giving that abuse.
What was he saying to you, though? What was he saying?
Fuck off, leave me alone, get out of this, get out of that, get away. I wasn't saying this, I wasn't saying that. Your wife is only a second lawyer and all this kind of stuff, like, you know. So absolutely, like, you know, it's across the board.
But it must be very creepy, you know, if you're a woman.
Oh, big time.
And you're locked in the car, they won't let you out.
Yeah, my wife and her friend locked in the car, and they're obviously screaming, going mad. There was a neighbour next door looking out what was going on. The next day I had to explain to him exactly what was going on. He thought it was thinking like, oh, me and my friend or something like that, or someone like making a big scene in the middle of the road, but explain the whole situation to them. Like, you know, it is across the board. There is problems there is taxi drivers in all nationalities that do, but it can't be all just aimed at one race.
Oh no, absolutely. You see, obviously,
I've encountered like all nationalities that have been very good taxi drivers, and some who aren't, but that was a different level.
And that was an Irish taxi driver you're talking about?
Irish taxi driver, yeah, an Irish taxi driver chancing his arm, thinking, oh, 2 women here for a night out, 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, I'm going to chance my arm here and try and not let them out and try and get what I want. So lads there giving out about one rate is not fair.
Absolutely. Pádraig, what do you reckon? There you go. It's being locked in a taxi. 2 women. There's Tony. The husband had to go out and rescue them and got abused anyway because it happened to be an Irish taxi driver behaving like that. So it's not just one nationality, it's quite a few from what we're getting in.
Yeah, it's not. It can't be just all aimed at one. There's plenty of other lads out there who haven't got plates, who are doing scamming as well. It can't be just aimed at one or chancing their arm or taking advantage of vulnerable women.
Here's one. You'd like this. Chris. The races in Cardiff is used too much. I was in a taxi with my partner as we were both Gaelgores. We were speaking in Irish. A taxi man who happened to be black with an Irish accent told us to go back to our own country. All we could do was laugh. It was that situation was the opposite way around. I'd say the black person would have said, I am racist. But there you go. That is bizarre. Hang on a sec. Stay with us, Tony. Joe's getting a lot of people. Joe, I'll come back to you in a second, but a lot of people are saying if they could wring your neck, they'd buy a rope for it.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you one thing, I want to be a big fucking rope.
Okay, Pádraig is also on the line as well. Pádraig, what do you reckon with Tony's story?
Well, Tony's about the only guy talking a bit of sense there, and this is a red herring to a certain extent, Chris. Like I said to you on several other programmes, we had our own bogies before we imported them. By Jesus, have we imported them? I'll give you an instant. What happened to my brother-in-law last year? And personally, I wouldn't get in with one of them. I sport my own, okay? But anyway, he was going from Ballyfermot to Cabra.
Right.
Got in with this young African guy and immediately got into the car, said he where he was going. Your man put the locks on the car, locked them in effectively, and then put the stereo up full blast. He was telling me, relaying the story to me, and he says when he got to his destination, he gave him a few quid. It was X amount, and then he due a £5 change. Mm-hmm. But your man thought he was getting a tip. He says, do you know something? He said, I would give you a tip if you hadn't been so ignorant. Number one, locking me in the car. And number two, putting your stereo up full blast, like at the height of ignorance, okay? Mm-hmm. And I said to my brother-in-law, well, look, I've got no sympathy for whatsoever. He should have went with one of your own. Did you really want to have a conversation with this dude? He said no. But anyway, there's just an instance what happened to my brother-in-law.
Well, you can have a conversation with who you like and go with who you like. You made that judgment because of your beliefs or his beliefs.
No, he's his own man. Like I said, he got in the car, your man turned the stereo, locked him in the car, turned the stereo up full blast. So we're talking about a guy 42 years of age here, right?
Right, okay.
That's just one instance.
Why didn't you just tell him to turn the bloody thing down?
Well, he was expecting the tip. He couldn't make it up at the end of the journey.
Yeah, and many Irish drivers expect a tip and they don't get it.
Yeah. Well, anyway, getting back to the conversation, it's well documented that these guys, effectively, what's happened here is the Africans have taken over the taxi industry in this country. Now, I'm not going to bore everybody with the rules of the Geneva Convention again, because effectively, if I said till I'm blue in the face, Chris, these people should not be in our country. They came in via different European countries where they should have claimed asylum. But anyway, they're here. They hoodwinked the immigration authorities. Now they've taken over the taxi industry. Like I said to you, I wouldn't give these guys the time of day, because there was actually a couple of weeks ago, Chris, the guards done over in Balbriggan checkpoints. They took 100 taxis of these guys. 95% of them were foreign nationals. There was various issues. Most of them were driving on, 5 or 6 of them driving one car. One guy had a license. Now, at least they took the fucking cars off them. This is long overdue.
And they did promise they were going to do that. Hold on a second. 53104 for 27. Let me go to, I want to read this to you briefly. This discussion is an absolute joke. I'm a female college student. I get taxis on my own all the time with every nationality. Only ever had good experience. I'm an inquisitive person, so once I take an interest in their lives, they all have a story to tell. In relation to that Egypt going about and putting us into recession, how about my brother who has to emigrate to Australia, who sends me money when I'm stuck, which the Irish have been doing for centuries? Isn't it the same thing? And you'd go crazy over the circumstances. Pure racism is all I'm hearing. Absolute disgusting. Of course there's going to be bad stories. If you meet 1,000 Irish people in some other situation, wouldn't you expect some of these stories? Uneducated, small-minded, racist, disgusting people. That's all I have to say about it. We'll try and get them on air. 53104 at First 20 said, is that guy an effing idiot? His wife locked in a taxi and the driver is still alive. I'd kill him where he stood. I'd like to find out. Actually, Tony is still there.
Yeah, I'm still here. Yeah, no.
There are people. There are people freaking over that story. Absolutely freaking.
Freaking in what way? Against me or with me?
No, that it actually one had happened. So what happened at the very end? He just drove away.
Drove away. I kicked his car and this and that. I threw, the fare was about €30. I only threw about 12 quid at him and kicked his car. Got my wife and a friend out with a car, and he's giving abuse. It's not pointing. I'm not I know. And most people would have beaten the crap out of him. I was really tempted to do that, but it's not worth. I'm not going to jail over some fucking idiot not letting I got him out. I got my wife out of the car safe and sound. I don't care. I've already done a few hundred quid worth of damage to the side of his car. I don't care. I got them out, but doing things like that is ridiculous. I've gotten taxis in all my life coming in and out of town or whatever, this and that, and all nationalities in a way. Okay, I have a few duds obviously as well, but it is a bit of a joke. Pointing the finger at one stereotype of everybody.
Is it just convenient? I mean, would you reckon Porrick is an issue, and he certainly has an issue with them, and he's made that very clear?
Porrick has some valid points in a way, but it's not fair to point it all at one eye. I've gotten other nationalities with taxis, and they don't even know where I live, and the next place there, and he has a sat nav, and he wouldn't put in the Oaken that sent and told me to get out of the taxi because he thought I was being abusive, kind of things like that. There is bogies out there, but it's all nationalities. It's not just.
Well, that's why obviously the guards are going for these people, the bogey ones, as Joe was talking about earlier on. However, we're still getting a lot of, I know some people are giving out, but there's a lot of female callers to us as well, worried about what Tony's story. That is just odd, because it's Tony.
And the fact that she can try and do it outside my house, and he's seen you coming out, and he still
gave you grief. He still gave you grief.
He wouldn't open the door. Eventually, he had to, because I was only going to put his window through.
And this was an Irish taxi driver.
An Irish taxi driver, yeah. I actually know his name. I've reported him as well. So hopefully something like that will be done, because I've seen his name on the thing. He looked like
he needs to be taken off the road.
Oh, definitely. And it looked like that he actually did have all the proper paperwork or the stuff there, as a legitimate taxi driver, and they were picked up from an actual proper rank in town. It wasn't just obviously.
Yeah, I'm just thinking of the hard working guys who are they're foot to the floor now. Tonight and tomorrow is going to be really busy for these guys.
I know a few,
and women and women taxi drivers too.
Yeah, exactly. Women taxi drivers too. I know a few taxi drivers, and they're working all their life, 10 or 15, 20 years. or more that I know, and they're in and out till 5, 6 in the morning, back out again to the airport, doing airport runs, and back out nights like tonight, flat out, like, and they could be waiting hours to get one fare queued up at Ranks, or going off, or going out to Bray, or back, or big long journeys.
Now is the busy time for them. 6797 FM104 is our phone number. Stay with us, Tony. Mary is old. Mary, you're saying they're out in force tonight, and you mean some of the... Well, Joe was fair. He hated them, didn't he, Mary? Hated
certainly
them.
Did, Chris. Certainly did.
I mean, he wasn't even trying to hide it. Not even. No. There was nothing. There was no middle ground there. There are some guys calling us in saying, all right, some Irish taxi drivers have a chip on their shoulder, and it doesn't matter if Mother Teresa came here and drove a cab, she'd be wrong too.
Well, you see, this is it, Chris. Like, I mean, we all know that Porrick's, he's a racist. Issues. So it's not going to change in any make, shape or form. He's entitled to his opinion just like everybody else is. But, like, I mean, from my occupation and experiences I've had over the years, it comes in all walks of life. I had an incident where there was an American client in the cab, and it was an Irish driver, and he turned around to me. I was giving him instruction where to go and where the drop-off point was, whatever. Right. And he turned around to me and he goes, "Shut up, you uneducated fool."
You're kidding me?
No, I'm not kidding. And he was
straight
Irish.
Up there, just straight in there, yeah?
Straight in there. Now, the American client actually went to the person overseeing everything and logged a complaint on his behalf, and as a result, all the taxis were banned from entering the premises then, due to that. Now, I mean...
Well, how did you react to that?
Very calm.
Yeah.
I had to keep my demeanour because of the client that was in the cab.
Yeah. I say the client wasn't happy seeing that, sort of...
Well, that's the reason why I restrained from actually interacting with him, because, I would have let myself down apart from anything else.
I'd say that was a bit of a tense journey.
Well, he was dropping him off. I was there to greet the client at the gate. So... yeah, it didn't go down very well, and I know his company was also contacted in relation to the matter.
And to be fair, most taxi companies wouldn't tolerate that at all. They just wouldn't. They just, because they're in a business. I've got to take a break. I'll come back to you guys in a second. I want to go to Darren as well. Darren, you wouldn't get into it. You're a bloke now, Darren.
I am, yeah.
And you wouldn't even, say, when was it last Friday? There was one night, I remember, it was a Friday, it was pouring rain, driving rain, it was cold. Would you not take anything that came? You wouldn't care?
No, like, it happened one time, like about, I'd say 2 months ago. I was looking for a taxi, and in town to get a taxi, it's so hard to get one on a night out. And I did be with my friends, most of my friends are girls, like, so we all go on a night out, like, and then we're waiting for a taxi, and the queue is to be a mile long, so we keep walking till we find one, because Halo doesn't work after a certain time, so that way, so it stops at about, like, 2 o'clock, so it's not even possible to get a Halo taxi, so I keep walking, and about 2 months ago, a black man did stop, so we said, fuck this, it was last time we got in, and he was just horrific, like the stuff he was saying you wouldn't even believe.
Tell you what, you hold that thought. I got to take a break. I want to hear what happened, because we're getting a lot of, if you heard them, just Mary and Tony, other people telling us about Irish drivers. We'll find out about Darren there. This all happened because Karen had an experience. Women seem to have more bad experience, logically, than some of the guys. But we find out what Darren went through and what happened. 53104 for 27. Yes, a lot of these guys have been reported. But as Tony was saying there, imagine your wife is outside in a taxi with her friend inside the taxi. The taxi driver won't let you out because he thought something else was going on. You can imagine what that scene was like. And it was an Irish taxi driver, so, leave the poor old foreigners alone for a second. 6797 FM104 is our phone number.
Chris Barry on the FM104 Phone Show. The man who gets Dublin talking. FM104. Call us now on 6797 FM104.
Just read part of a text here that came in. You need to remember, Chris, taxi men have lives too, and have real life struggles also. Being locked in a car all day can frustrate and anger yourself. There should be new routine checks put in place, which will have scheduled checkups for all taxi drivers who report incidents where they may be assaulted or verbally abused. This goes for all. Good point. Darren, all right, Darren, you were saying it was one of those nights, it was pouring rain, your choices there weren't many. You didn't have many choices.
No.
So what did you decide to do?
Right. But Halo wasn't working, so we kept walking and walking. and it was lashing and it was horrible out. So we just kept trying to pull taxis, but it was so hard to pull because other people would pull and all. Then we finally got one.
Were you near city centre, like Dame Street or something, was it?
Yeah. It was
so that's crazy at 2 a.m. anyway.
Oh, I know. So then we finally got one and he pulled down, he was black, and so we got in, so then we got in and he was like, where he was going now. So there was 3 of us, there was me and 2 girls, and then one girl had to get in the front, and then I was in the back with another girl. Then he was driving all, and we said we're going wherever we're going, and then he dropped. Normally the route I'd get out first because it's closest for me to go, because it's easier then to go to the way, on that way for the money. But my friend in the front was like shitting herself because she was in the front with him, and she was like, drop me first, because he was just real freaky. He'd start saying stuff like, do you have a boyfriend at home, to my friend in the front? And she'd be really like, no, I don't, and all. And then he was like, oh, do you like black willies and all? And she was like, no, and all. And she just really like that, and he kept saying stuff like, yeah, well, I have a big willy and I'll stuff into me socks and all this.
Did anyone tell him to feck off?
Well, see, we were drunk, so we were a bit laughing, but then he kind of kept saying the next level. So after the first time we were laughing, we were like, oh, that's gas. But then the guy in the front then started getting freaked out because he was kind of staring at her, saying all this, and then saying and then when we got to her house, then he was like, oh, so this is where you live, and all, there's her boyfriend there, and all, and just shit like that.
So it got a bit creepy, that's what you say, even though you had a few jars, because banter is one thing, banter, we can all take the piss out of each other, that's different.
Yeah, but then he'd be like, well, I come back in the morning to you and all this stuff, and you like a big willy and all.
That was a bit freaky. So what happened at the very end? Did you say anything to him?
Well, I was on my own then in the end of it, and obviously, he was just, kind of laughing with me, and he was kind of saying, oh, your friend is hot, and I was like, now she has a boyfriend and all, but she doesn't, I just was saying that and all, and he was like, oh, she's very sexy, and I was like, alright, and I just kind of wasn't really talking from now to that stage, but just freaks us out, and that's why I refuse now, even if it was pissing rain, I would not get in one. I'd go, you can shove your taxi up your hole, I'm not getting in.
But the thing is, the decision you're making there based on one experience with this guy, and a bad one. You're right, a very bad one at that. Yeah. You've just decided, well, that's it. Any foreign guy, forget it. Good luck. And he could be the nicest guy in the world.
Well, if he's Polish, that's all right. I like Polish.
So Polish are okay, are they?
Yeah, no, I'd be glad if you went Polish, fella.
Hang on a second. We'll go to Michael as well. Look, people make decisions based on all sorts of likes, dislikes, and you've heard quite a few of them tonight, especially from some of the ladies. That people are still reacting to Tony. What's supposed to happen if an Irish taxi driver locks you in the car and won't let you out? What's supposed to happen there? I'm fascinated by that. Thanks, Darren. Michael, hello, Michael. How are you?
How are you doing, Chris?
Not bad.
I had a situation something similar to that.
Right.
Where I was getting a lift into town. It was an Irish taxi driver.
Right.
We had literally got the taxi from Ringsend. We were heading into town. We got as far as Townsend Street and his car broke down. And he would not let us out until we paid the fee that was on his meter.
Right.
We explained to him. He says, well, you haven't brought us where we asked you to go. And he says, well, that's not the point. My car's broken down. You have to pay. And we were like, well, we're not paying. And he wouldn't let us out.
Well, you still have to pay.
Yeah, but his car broke down.
I know, it's not his fault. But come on, you were just chancing your arm there, Michael. Come on.
I wasn't really chancing my arm. In all fairness, when you ask for a service, it's like if you go in and ask for a telly and the telly doesn't come on. What do you do? It's your fault.
So what happens if you're on a train and it breaks down? Do you say, well, I'm not paying you?
I understand the train situation, but
it's the same difference. He could only bring you as far as the car would work, and then it happens very rarely. But he still drove you. He took you that distance.
He did drive us, but the fact of the matter was that he wouldn't let us out of the car
until you paid.
Until we paid, he was like, "You're not getting out until you give me the money." And we were like, but we haven't brought us anywhere. And his attitude towards us was that...
You were losing it now, weren't you? I'd say you were.
That was the reason why we weren't paying. It was like... Now, and what I want to say is that this happened similarly to a non-national where his car broke down and he unreservedly apologised and we actually paid him the money. We said, look, no, it's not your fault. Look, these things happen.
So it's an attitude problem, isn't it?
Basically, the Irish driver was just like, no, you're not getting out. And there's not a way you have a button in the car. He pressed the button and he wouldn't unlock the doors. And we were like, let us out. And he's like, no, you're not getting out until you pay the thing. And we were like, no, we're not paying because you haven't delivered us to where we asked you to go. And now, if he had been a bit more oh, look, I'm at the breaking down, look, I'm sorry about this, and whatever else goes with it. We would have gave them the money like we did to the non-national. The non-national did the exact same thing. The car broke down when we were coming home from town. It broke down on the Leary Street. He apologised. He says, I don't know what's going on. He says, look, these things happen. Look at what's on the meter. He says, look, there's only €3. We threw him a fiver. He says, look, there's a fiver. Have you got a phone? Do you need someone to contact? No. I'll be able to contact someone myself. But the Irish driver was basically, you're not getting out of this car until you give me, and it was only €3 because he's only gone from Ringsend.
Why are you saying that shite, Rory?
That guy is talking shite.
Why?
Because, look, you can tell he's a Walter Mitty. He's making a story up like the dude before him. Some of these idiots have vested interests. Some of them are shacked up with foreign nationals or they're tree huggers. I wouldn't believe the hell now.
Tree huggers?
Park, I can tell you now, I'm no tree hugger. Nor am I going out with a foreign national. And furthermore, I can tell you more stories about Irish drivers.
I've heard you before.
Likewise, Park. And all that comes out of your mouth is drivel.
You know something? I've heard you before trying to...
All that comes out of your mouth, Park, is drivel. You don't let other people talk, and all you do is throw out statistics. And you stutter every time somebody challenges, just like you're doing now.
I've heard you trying to...
You see, there you go now again.
You're trying to defend the indefensible because you're a stupid, big, fat bitch. That's
Excuse you, Parg. I am not a big, fat bitch. How dare you insult me like that?
You.
Really, have you now, Parg? And where do you think you've actually seen me, Parg?
You're 20 stone, right?
I am not 20 stone, Parg, so there's one for you.
No, I'm afraid you got a face like the back of the bus.
So you'd want to get...
Hang on, Parg, if she was 100 stone, it doesn't make any odds.
Radio, Parg.
Chris, listen.
You want to reel in your horns there, fairly lively, boy.
Chris, you're factually wrong. You said earlier, you go to certain countries. Some countries, you get every nationality driving a taxi. If you go to Turkey in the morning, Spain, or the Canary Islands, Portugal, it's all indigenous drivers driving taxis. It's a closed shop, okay? Now, you come to Ireland... 2015, it's Africans that's driving the fucking taxis in this town. Where it used to be Irishmen. Because
so what, Parg?
No, well, I tell you,
your problem is you just don't like anyone who isn't Irish. That's your problem. You're hung up on this.
You've hit the nail on the head. I don't, because this is my country. Obviously, you're a fucking traitor because it doesn't bother
I'm not a traitor. You're far from a traitor, Parg.
You fucking...
And clearly you don't know me then.
You know,
clearly you don't know me. You're just talking pure drivel again, Parg.
No, I'm not drivel.
It's time for your cup of cocoa and time for you to go to bed because you're going past your bedtime now, Parg.
You don't like the truth, do you?
Parg, I've no issues with the truth whatsoever. The fact of the matter is, people here have been telling you this evening, just like they've been telling the rest of the country, that it's not just non-nationals who are doing stuff in taxi cabs. I can tell you numerous stories. I was ran over in Swords by an Irish taxi driver. And the reason we know he was an Irish taxi driver because we got the number and the regulator was contacted in relation to it.
There you go.
So where are you going there with your non-nationals now?
And to be fair, there was a lot of stories about Irish taxi drivers coming in, including the one of entrapment as well, which somebody just wanted to remind me. Ask the Minister, Taoiseach, about Joan Bruton. She that was entrapment, wasn't it? I think it was, yeah. That's what Joan was on about there. Hang on a sec, Porrick. Let me go to Nora. Stay with us, Mary. 6797 FM104 is our phone number. Porrick just needs to lay down, dare insult somebody he's never met, which he was doing to you, for some odd reason, Mary. I have no idea.
Either do I, because I've never met him. Chris.
Wasn't making any sense there, you know.
And I can categorically tell you I'm not 20 stone.
Well, there you go. I don't know where you came out with that. Maybe he's looking at the wrong Facebook pictures. Nora is on the phone. Nora, you're a student, Nora?
Yeah, I'm a student, yeah.
Okay, what's the story? You use foreign taxi drivers all the time?
Yeah, I use any taxi driver, anyone on the street. I'll ring any taxi number. I'll take any taxi. Not once have I ever...
You don't care who they are once they take you where you want to go?
Don't care. Never had a bad experience. Wouldn't have a bad word to say about it.
I mean, to be fair, I've met some very eccentric ones. I really have. Yeah. But they're entertaining. Yeah. They're entertaining.
Yeah, you meet some moody ones at the odd time, but sure, what...
And you meet some cranky old gets as well, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and sure, in everyday life, don't you meet, like, he's generalising these taxi drivers because these are the only outsider team meets. Like, you might meet people downtown and they'll be awful people. Like, what is his problem?
Well, true. But all right, there you go, Pádraig. Nora, a student, today's generation, getting. She's multinational in her taxi use, Pádraig.
Well, you see, she's obviously some type of vested interest too, because she's probably...
Is she a tree hugger?
She's probably affiliated to one of these migrant councils, a lefty tree hugger. You can tell by a student gives the game away straight away. But look, at the end of the day, Chris, like I said, these people should not be in our country. They duped the immigration authorities.
Sorry, what do you think?
They lied. They're involved in criminal activity on a...
Well, do you know what you should do, Pádraig? You should stay at home in your little bed instead of going around the world travelling, because when you go away for 2 weeks, you're then a foreigner in another country.
Well, do you know something? That just sums up your mentality. You haven't got...
No, that's exactly what you're spewing every time you come on the radio. You're constantly banging on about foreigners on the radio.
It's mine. I can talk about whatever I like. And
yeah, but the whole point, Pádraig, is...
Look, I have
anything you talk about is pure drivel. Pure drivel. Same MO on every radio station you're heard on.
Hang on, we're going to take a break. We'll come back to you after the break. 6797 FM104 is our phone number. Hi, Chris. I would like to smoke some weed with Pádraig. This is from Dan. Dublin 2.
Chris Barry on the FM104 Phone Show. The man who gets Dublin talking. Miss him. Miss out. FM104.
Still a lot of stories coming into us. 6797 FM104 is the phone number. 53104 for 20 cents. Karen started all this off when she told us about an experience she had with a taxi driver. Then we heard, and the reason we mentioned this is there's so many women calling us in. And so many guys calling us in about... Do you know something which really annoyed a lot of people was the Tony story. It was an Irish taxi driver, born here. And we're getting a lot of that as well. So there is a balance there, where people just, Joe is really having to go with some of the, as he put it, the foreign taxi drivers. You know how Pádraig feels about it. He's made it very clear. A lot of people say he's the possibly the most racist people that you can find, and then other people actually support him. But there you go. Susan is one of those. Susan is on the line. Hello, Susan. How are you?
Hello, Chris. Yes, I totally agree, Pádraig, 100%.
Why?
Because I wouldn't get into a taxi with a black taxi driver. Their culture over in their country, Nigeria, is completely different than here.
But sure, you might be from Pakistan, love.
Well, it doesn't matter.
It does. It does matter.
The Nigerians live in a country where they could do what they like on the women, and they can say what they like. And if they drive a taxi...
What happens if he's from India, Pakistan, Syria,
I'm speaking about,
Egypt?
A black taxi driver I just happen to have an experience with.
So you had one experience, you've one experience, and based on that one experience, you've banned them. You've said to yourself, no, you're not going to get into a car with them.
No, apart from that, I actually know of people and black taxi drivers, and I totally agree with everything Pádraig says. I've always agreed with him. This is our country. My father actually.
So you want to be a racist like Pádraig, then, do you?
Yeah, if you want to say that, yeah.
Well, you are. If you're intolerant of other people,
Well, you are.
Hang on.
I am. I'm entitled to be what I want to be.
Yeah, but people are entitled to challenge you as a racist as well. If you're basing your logic on the very fact you don't like the colour of somebody's skin, that's just stupid.
No, it's not that I don't like the colour of their skin. It's their attitude, and they're ignorant. I worked with the public for years, and they. And
did you have that closed mentality as well?
Pardon?
Did you have that closed mentality as well when you worked with the public?
I worked
just because one guy. Hang on, just because one guy gives you a hard time and annoys you.
I worked with the public. Mm-hmm. I actually worked in a supermarket on the checkout, and the black women and men that came to my till were they'd throw the money at you. They were so ignorant, rude. Now I have not seen that in white people. Now I was 7 years working in the supermarket, a big, well-known supermarket.
And they'd throw money at you.
And they throw the money at you.
Well, Susan, I can tell you now, I work in the public section, dealing with the public every single day, and Irish people are just as rude and ignorant.
Well, I didn't find it. You might have found it. I didn't find it. I don't. I wouldn't get into a taxi with a black taxi driver.
And I could actually name the areas where the people are actually rooted.
Okay, what about the guy who happens to be from, he could be a darker skin and he could be from Pakistan. What about Pakistan?
Every cat, dog and devil into the country.
What about Pakistan?
Every country's entitled to let in who they want to let in.
I don't care. My father fought for his right to this country.
Jesus, here we go.
Listen, we've all...
God.
Do you know what we need
Listen,
to do?
why hang on, why don't you just go, get the little hood on, Susan, put the little holes in your eyes and join the KKK at this stage? Why don't you go to B&Q and buy a rope and throw a rope over a tree and hang him if you don't like them that much?
Answer me one question. I'm Irish, born and reared here. If I put a mask on me and all you could see was my eyes, could I go into a shop? No, I couldn't. The Muslim can. I know I'm not supposed to be speaking about Muslims, but this is the sort of...
No, I was talking about your attitude there, which seemed ridiculous. Based on someone's nationality, you will just decide, right, thousands of people of that nationality you will discriminate against based on a few bad experiences that you've had. Look, if someone's rude to you, give out to them, Susan. Give out to them. Did you ever give out to them?
Well, I would be as ignorant as them.
Well, how are people going to learn if you dislike them and you say absolutely nothing? But again, you're very close mind. You're very close mind here, to say the least. 6797 FM104 is our phone number. That's just silly. That really is. Anyway, listen, I'm trying to beat the clock here, and a lot of stuff I have to get through. Do you know what is coming in? Seriously, an awful lot is there's a lot of people onto us about some of the stories that we heard earlier on. This is Tony in the telling us about an Irish taxi driver and two women locked in the back of the car because the taxi driver was obviously the two girls had a few jars and they were coming home from a party and they were freaking because he wouldn't let them out of the taxi. Because he thought he was on to a good thing there, but there you go. Let me go to Darren as well. Darren, how are you?
How are you, Chris?
Not bad, not bad. That is scary, I suppose, if your wife is locked in a taxi. That can be pretty scary.
Yeah, unfortunately, you're going to have to do what you do, like the lad said earlier on about it was his wife or was it?
Yeah, it's his wife. Wife and the wife's friend.
Yeah, obviously you're going to go into the defensive mode and all that, but I only came on late there. Was it an Irish taxi driver that locked in?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
That's exactly my point. There's those two fucking lemons, Susan and what's the other fella's name?
Porrick, yeah.
Saying this or all. They said Irish taxis are worse in my opinion at times. They're ignorant bastards. I know I've got into a taxi drivers with loads of Irish people, loads of foreign nationals, and most of the time they're lovely people just trying to get, through a day's job, make their money for the family and get home. Never, there's the odd few that you do that are dodgy, but most of my bad experience have been with Irish taxi drivers.
In what sense? Was it the attitude? I think Michael was talking about there was an attitude there.
Yeah, just an attitude.
Of entitlement as well.
Yeah, 100%. I got in the taxi before with a friend, and I'm not going to say exactly where we were going, but we were driving down the road anyway, and my friend fell sick. Now, it wasn't to do with drink. A group of us hadn't seen each other in a while, so we met up for dinner, and we were going to go for a few pints. One of the lads felt very sick. I think you got food poisoning, funny enough, out of the restaurant. Mm-hmm. So I was just right, come on, we'll just leave, we'll get home, we'll do another day. But on the way home in the taxi, my friend goes, I'm going to get sick. So I texted the taxi driver, listen lad, you're going to have to pull over, he's going to have to get sick. He wouldn't pull over.
And the inevitable happened.
Yeah, I said to him, look, because I know the fine is like €140, something like that, if you get sick in a taxi. And I said, look, I know what the fine is, you're going to have to pull over, because if you get sick, I'm telling you now, we stop paying the fine if you're not going to fucking pull over from. And I don't understand if we were going down the M1 or the M50 or something like that, and fair enough, and the traffic was everywhere. But we were going down a little small empty road. It just loads of places you could pull in. Anyway, so my friend got sick in the taxi. Now I tried my best. I took my jacket off and tried to stop the sick getting in the car by let him get sick all over my jacket. But it was too late that stage. It was all over the car. And the taxi driver was going ballistic, saying you this, that, and the other. I said, you pulled over. But eventually, then he pulled over, locked the car door, and wouldn't let us out, and refused to let us out. And we told him, look, we're not paying the car, we're not paying the fine, not a fucking chance. And I started getting out. I shouldn't have started with a sentence. I started to get fucking annoyed. And I'm going to give you 10 seconds to I'm going to give you 10 seconds to open the fucking door. I'm going to smash your fucking windows clean off. I'm going to fall out the door myself. And then he took that as a threat, rang the guards. The guards came, gave me and my friend 2 officers, either pay the fine or you're getting arrested.
Has anybody a right to keep you a prisoner in a car?
Nobody, not at all.
I don't think they have, no matter what it's over. The guards, fair enough. The guards, I can imagine they don't like dealing with that, but it's a pity you didn't tape it on your phone or record it on your phone.
Oh yeah, well, see, that's what people say. Like, sure, doing his phone, but when you're in that situation,
I know you don't think of it there and then.
You're just angry, and you just want to like get solved with resolution or get resolved. If you get me. But like, no, I just couldn't fucking believe. And then when you got sick, I said, I fucking told you. Sorry, I apologise for the language, by the way, because.
I don't blame you for being annoyed. I mean, you know, if you said, I'm about to get sick, most taxi drivers I know, they'd open the window, they'd hit their brakes so hard and throw you out onto the road and say, get sick away there, buddy.
I couldn't believe you wouldn't pull over. I said, why didn't you pull over? You get sick. Like, this wasn't that late. This was only about 8 o'clock in the evening.
So what happened in the end?
We had to pay the fine. The guards gave us the 2 options and it says, look, I paid it because he hadn't got the cash on him. I just paid it and we resolved it amongst ourselves. But yes, I had to pay the fine. And I explained to the guards, but the guards just went, listen, the guards for some reason just took the taxi driver's side. I told him, I says, listen, he wouldn't pull over. I even look at my jacket. I even had to take my jacket off and try and catch the sick on my jacket so he wouldn't have to pay the fine. But it was 140. And I was going back about 2 years now. It was about €140 fine now. I think it was. I can't really remember, but. Yeah, it went crazy.
It's a lot. It's a lot of money. If anybody can help us out on that, actually, is Darren right? Because just think of the legalities. Okay, we've had Tony, we've had Darren there. Can somebody keep you in their car? Is it illegal? Because was it Joan Bruton? You remember the water thing, Jobstown? Was it entrapment? Was that because that's if somebody's, well, I know that was surrounding the car, but if somebody locks you in the car, they will not let you out. That's false imprisonment, isn't it? I thought it was. If I'm wrong, please tell me. Thank you, Darren. Fergal as well is on the line as well. Fergal, you're live on FM104. You own a business. This is different. You own a business and you were scammed.
Yeah, basically, I was told that if a few came around, Koreans were working there. I had a restaurant, I had a fine dining restaurant. A few Koreans came around, convincingly enough. I believed that I believed they were legitimately in the country. But customs immigration came around then one of the days, and to my fault that I hired immigrants.
Did you get fined?
I got fined. I got fined a right few pounds.
Did you check though? Did you check?
As far as I'm concerned, I owned the business, but the manager, as far as I'm concerned, I filled in. He had done the checks, but it was my fault. I should have been on the ball and checked it myself.
Well, true. Unfortunately, you do. You have to check it yourself. 53104 for 20 cents. 6797 FM104 is our phone number. There's a lot of, as you heard, lots of different stories coming into us tonight. Mirza, how are you?
How are you?
Not bad. A lot of different stories coming in tonight because, God, the Irish taxi drivers aren't getting away with it tonight at all, are they?
Well, it's just a little incident. I just want to explain, A friend of mine was coming from Pakistan first time in Dublin, and he came from airport to Tala.
Right.
And he got actually 20 or 40 euro. He asked me before he came, and I told him that if you have a 20 to 40 euros, that will be fine from Dublin airport to the Tala.
Okay.
And just do you mind if I call you back on the call?
No problem. You see, he's working. He's obviously doing something there. Very quickly, 53104 for 20 cents. 6797 FM104 is our phone number. The future of our country is going down. Multicultural society is all. There was somebody who's called Sean actually turned around and says, give Pádraig a virtual Buddhist tree-hugging wave or whatever, or hug, and he said that'll drive him mad. Maybe it will, I'm not quite sure. Alright, just before we go, I want to mention this to you very quickly because there's a lot of this happening. Chris, I want to make your listeners aware of this. This came in earlier tonight. Let me see, where is it? I have it here somewhere. Oh yeah, here we go. This is the highlight, the absolute disgrace, Chris, of our prison system that we have in this country. My partner has been in prison for over 4 years for armed robbery, and again this Christmas he's been denied TR, that's temporary release. Now they don't have to give it, it's quite difficult to get, but a lot of people are on it. Meanwhile, I hear murderers and rapists have been getting out for Christmas. It's so unfair. My partner is very much a family man and adores our two boys. All he wants is to spend Christmas quietly with his family. Nobody's an angel, Chris, and he's hardly a danger to anybody. He has 2 more years on his stretch and he's out for good. But it's hard for him being away at Christmas from his kids. I'm sure it is, but maybe you should have thought of that before you did the armed robbery, buddy. Should prisoners get out for Christmas if they're, quote, as she put it, no danger to society? Do you have any sympathy for a family of prisoners who celebrate Christmas without their father, in this case? Or maybe you think, tough, they should have thought of that before they committed the crime. But I mentioned this at 9:05, and we got a load of text messages in from prison officers who said it's easier for the prisoners to get temporary release or get out for Christmas than it is for them to get leave. And it really frustrated and annoyed them. So there you go. What would you do in that situation? I didn't know they got out for Christmas. I didn't know they got out at all, to be honest with you. But there you go. Yeah, some of them are allowed out. It depends on the circumstances. Everyone's treated differently. But she's annoyed this guy's not getting out, and she'd like to highlight this. And the exact word she used, the absolute disgrace of the Irish prison system, Chris, we have in this country. My partner has been in prison for over 4 years for armed robbery, and again this Christmas he's been denied temporary release from prison. So should the season of goodwill to all men and all people be extended to prisoners who want to come home for Christmas? Seriously. 6797 FM104 is our phone number. 53104 for 20 cent. But there you go. Actually, somebody just helping us out here. I was wondering about is it a citizen's arrest? This is when you keep somebody in your car. I think that's illegal. All right, it may be a taxi, whatever, but it's you can't imprison somebody. I'll check into that during the break. Stay with us. Sorry, we're getting a lot of reaction about that taxi thing. Being, deliberately keeping 2 women in the back of the taxi. And then Darren's story as well. Anyway, thank you for all those stories. We'll go into this one in a second. A lot of you want to talk about this. And we have some very Christmassy to end on before we leave you.
Chris Barry on the FM104 Phone Show. The man who gets Dublin talking. Miss him. Miss out. FM104.
Welcome back to it. 6797 FM104 is our phone number. Well, there you have it. We're still getting reaction to the load of different stories we had about various different experiences in taxis for women, but being held. There's a few of those doing the rounds now, being held against your will. We're looking at the legalities of that, because that is odd. Now, being in prison. Okay, you go to prison, you do the crime, you get sentenced, you go inside. We have wives now on the phone to us saying, I agree with that email you read out, Chris. It is a disgrace of the Irish prison system what we have in this country. My partner's been in prison for 4 years for armed robbery, and again this Christmas he's been denied TR, temporary release. Meanwhile, I hear murderers and rapists have been getting out for Christmas, and it's so unfair. We actually checked into a lot of these, and quite a lot do get a little bit of, they get out for a bit. There are some prisoner officers on to us since 9 tonight saying, actually, it's easier for the prisoners to get out than it is for them to get leave. 6797 FM104 is our phone number. Pat, we're going to go to Pat in a second as well. Just, Pat, make sure your radio's turned down completely there if you can. His mate is also in prison, something similar-ish. And Pat, you think it's like this woman here, it's unfair that a man should be away from his kids for Christmas?
No, we don't think that's right, I don't, Chris, you know what I mean?
Why?
Because, he has to see his kids and all at Christmas,
He does, but the thing is, if he's been done, and if he's been caught, he's been to court, he's been sentenced, it's not a picnic he's at, he's in prison.
The judge probably just had a bad day that day.
Not really. I mean, if you've been done for armed robbery, you have your mate's in prison for something similar, and I presume he'd like to get out for Christmas, but that's not going to happen.
I think he should go out for Christmas, see his kids, Christmas, spend time with his kids for Christmas. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but what did he do that has him in prison?
Well, he walked into one of the sentries he did, and he stuck pump action shotgun to your man's neck and says, listen, give us the dough, mate.
And what happened then? He obviously got caught and he's in prison now.
Your man put the shutters down on the shop.
Bad line. We'll stay with us. You keep breaking up on us there, but we have so many people now calling us in saying, Chris, come on, it's only for a few days. My friend, it happened a few years ago. They did eventually get a little bit of time with their family. Even if it's for half a day, it's all they need. We're talking people who've been done for armed robbery here. So, that's grand. Go to prison, get an education, get free healthcare, get 4 meals a day, get a roof over your head. And what we do, we'll send you home to see our family as well. Sweet Jesus, where would you get it? We'll go to Emmett as well. Emmett, how are you?
What's the story, Chris? How's your night?
Not bad, but maybe, there you go. His mate was in prison, something similar, and an armed robbery. Some people are saying to us, why reward somebody for something that they've done?
No, it's not that that's part of the problem that they're not getting out for. But we have a wee big problem is that people that do armed robberies, fair enough, they try it, they chance their arm, they're in prison, this, that and the other, but they're not getting out for Christmas. But why are murderers and rapists getting out for Christmas? You know what I mean?
That's what she said, I'm not quite sure. But what you're saying is, do you feel that some of them should get out?
I think, some people go into prison, they don't change at all, and then obviously there's the bad skins, they go into prison, they know what they're doing, and then they come out good skins. And I think the people who have shown remorse should be allowed out for Christmas, yeah?
So if you're an armed robber, murderer, rapist, whatever you may be, if you've shown remorse and you're a model prisoner, we're talking people who've been in for a good few years now, okay? Do you honestly feel, fair enough, okay, let them out for a day or two to be with their family, you feel that's a good idea? You're saying it's just armed robbery?
Yeah, but you know what I mean, Chris? These people have been in jail for years, and little Bobby's sitting at home and he's saying, where's me dad, where's me dad? You know what I mean? You have to go home and have a day with your kids and your family, if you're showing remorse and if you're a good prisoner, yeah?
There you go, Mick. Show a bit of remorse and you're out, playing Santa with the kids on Christmas Day.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, hello?
Yeah, I can hear you, Mick. Go on.
Yeah. I worked in law enforcement in a foreign country, whereas if you carried a firearm in a robbery, you got 15 years for carrying the firearm, 5 years minimum for the robbery, and you probably got another 15 years for assault on the person when you end up going at them.
So you were gone. You were really gone at that stage.
You didn't get any parole. You didn't get out for Christmas. You weren't given a 30-year sentence off the minute you walked into the jail. You've done your time. End of story. If you've done it 3 times, you got 99 years to life.
So, all right, with this guy, Emmett is saying, let the guy out. If he's a model prisoner, he deserves to see his kids on Christmas Day, even if it's armed robbery, rape, or whatever.
He should have gripped himself, get a brain between his ears. These geezers have pulled a gun on some innocent geezer doing a job.
Yeah, correct.
And then his own business going out there in the crust. Some scumbag,
come here.
normally flashbag, pulls a gun on some innocent bleeding poor old sod, and then when your mum wants him to have a Christmas, I know what he'd do. When I worked, a guy wouldn't even be considered for parole for at least 20 years for doing something like that. He wouldn't even be considered it out for Christmas. He'd hardly be out for a piss.
There you go, Emmett.
But come here, there's some of them and they do that, and then they don't show any remorse, and that's fair enough. But I mean, there could be one fella having a night out, bit of a bad day, has a bit of patchy or whatever, and then he feels that he might do something stupid, and he goes out and does it. But then if he shows remorse, I mean, he has to be there for his kids, you know what I mean?
Listen, mate, I stood up in court. In Massachusetts. A guy shot me, right?
Mm-hmm.
The judge, it was your man's first offence. Your man shot me through the leg, right? Doing my job. I was a cop, right? The judge turned around and said to him, 35 to 99 years, and you won't be considered for parole for 50 years. There's nobody can overturn that sentence.
Yeah, but think this is Ireland. This isn't America, pal.
Yeah, but you know something? The only funny thing in this country is you go over with a gun in your hand, he's having a bad day. What about the poor guy who shoves the gun in the face?
No, but armed robbery isn't just for guns, I mean, you know what I mean? What is this?
No, you're right, it's not just for guns, but you did say, Emmett, hang on. Emmett, you did say, and this is the important point, there are a lot of women calling us in now saying, going mad actually, Mick, saying, my child deserves to have his father home for Christmas Day. It's the least they can do.
Exactly. Little Bobby's sitting at home. Little Bobby is sitting at home looking at his outfit. And where's he? He's doing 10 months in the jury for pulling a baseball bat out on someone. No parole. Larry Murphy got off with a suspended sentence. Larry got off.
Baseball bat on somebody.
Larry did time as well, but let's not go there.
Larry did time, but he got off suspended sentence. Larry isn't a changed man. There's people out there that go into a bank with a baseball bat, they're getting more.
So you're saying
country's a disgrace.
So you're saying, as you did, Emmett, you go in, you do a robbery with a baseball bat, you do 10 months, whatever, you should be at least be able to see your kids at Christmas.
No, you have to see our kids.
You should not. You shouldn't see anyone at Christmas. The kids should be brought in to see the people at Christmas. The people shouldn't be allowed to... So how many people on bail or on parole in this country actually commit more crimes?
Yeah,
40%, I think, is the figure we had.
No way they should be let out. If they do the crime, then they're let out. If they do the crime again, they should be the next sentence should be doubled.
Okay, well, hang on. Stay with us, Mick. Let's do a vote on this. There we go. It's Christmas time. It's, we're getting very close to Christmas Eve, and a load of people are saying it's for the kids. And as Emmett said, if you're reformed, he said, prisoner, you should be allowed out on temporary release from prison to see your kids. Now... And you heard how Mick feels, thinks it's ridiculous. I'm sorry, but if you're locked up for a reason, you weren't thinking of that at the time. You weren't thinking of your kids when you had a gun to someone else, did you? Let drug dealers, armed robbers rot with the vermin junkies armed with blood-filled syringes. Hope they all rot. That's some D.
Time, do your time, end of story.
But what about mercy? What about these? We've people on to us now saying, tell Mick he's punishing the children.
No, the thing is, the fella that done the armed robbery is punishing his own kids. Why should society show any remiss? Look, the kids are probably better off without them. They don't have a bad bloody example.
They still have their, as Emmett said, they still have their own man. A kid is a kid, and a dad is a dad.
Yeah, well, anyway, let's put it this out. Put it into perspective. I got a life sentence for one of my kids. One of my kids died. Right? That's nothing to do with anybody. He was illness. I've never seen my kid again. I used to live with it. I didn't do anything wrong. These guys go out and they're frighten the living shit out of people. They're terrified the living daylights out of people in their own homes and everywhere. And then you expect us to show them bloody mercy?
Yeah.
I've dealt with dead bodies. I've dealt with dead bodies and everything all in my lifetime, watching what criminals have done to people. And these people expect mercy. Well, I tell you one thing, in this country we're too bloody soft. The do-gooders have taken over this country, and the scumbags have taken over this country, and the do-gooders are holding their fucking hands.
All right, Emma, you were saying the guy is still a father, and he deserves, if he's, if he can convince the committee that, yeah, he's a good guy, he's of good character, he's a reformed prisoner, he should be allowed out to see his kids for Christmas, even if it is armed robbery.
I think a child has every right to have both parents, you know what I mean? I think that's fair for the child. He didn't do anything wrong, his old fella might have fucked up, but he can make it better and he can be there for his kids, you know what I mean? I mean, your man there, I mean, like, what he said about his kid doing, that couldn't have been prevented. But the dad and the son can be prevented, you know what I mean?
Hang on a sec, mate. 6797 FM104 is our phone number. Let's have votes on this one. How far does your goodwill at Christmas go on this one, folks? Here we have a load of families on the phone to us now saying, yeah, they want to see their dad home on temporary release from prison, no matter what they did. Well, within reason, obviously. They're not going to let paedophiles home, I presume. If the guy is saying, one guy said, well, it was only a baseball bat, he got 10 months for doing a robbery. He should be allowed home. Hardly a reformed character. Give us your views on that. 53104 for 20 cent is the text. Should they be allowed home just for a day or half a day? It does seem a lot of work for the prison service. Prison service are going mad. Some of the guys calling us in saying easier for the prisoners to get out for them to get leave. 6797 FM104 is our phone number. Billy is on line 4. Billy, what do you say to Pat and Emmett? Pat's back with us. Pat, your mate was in prison. He did something similar, and you're agreeing that he should get out at least for Christmas to see the kids.
Well, as far as I'm concerned, like, I mean, like, some of them like deserve to go out and some of them don't, like, you know.
Okay. Does your mate deserve to get out to see the kids?
Well, I think he does. I think the kid deserves to see his father for Christmas.
And what did he do? Armed robbery?
Armed robbery, yeah.
There you go, Billy.
Yeah, so this stuff makes my blood. Nobody, the pedophiles and the rapes shouldn't get out. Nobody should get out. Nobody.
Even the armed robbers.
Nobody at all. Nobody at all.
Well, hang on. Emmett just said it was only, quote, only a baseball bat. It wasn't a gun.
Yeah, if he hadn't got the money and the person had to cooperate, the poor chap could have been battered to death with the baseball bat.
So what was here? It didn't happen. It didn't happen, you know what I mean? He didn't get battered, you know what I mean?
No, it didn't happen, but anyway, like, that's neither here nor there.
But anyway, your point is invalid.
No, my point is nobody should get fucking temporary release. You go to court, you get sentenced. If you happen to go to court now 2 days before Christmas and the judge sent you and you get down to prison, if you happen to be unlucky enough to be in prison at Christmas time, you don't get released. You don't get released any time.
You every child should see his elf, fella.
Well, we should have thought about that before he done the robbery. This is total bullshit.
Yeah, you're bullshit. Fuck you, mate. Fuck you.
No, fuck the whole lot of them. I'm a law-abiding citizen. Chris is a law-abiding citizen. There's victims all the time in these, and it's always the fucking scumbags that cause the trouble get away with it. No, I tell you that.
Mate, you've got a bit.
This government would want a cop on temporary release. Are you having a laugh, you fucking idiot?
Well, there's plenty of them, and there's plenty of mums calling us in as well, Billy, who are saying you'd love this. The kids deserve to see their father. Well, he should have thought that before he held the bloody post office up.
Exactly.
You know, I mean, if it was you and I for a fine or whatever for a car, Jesus, we'd be slaughtered. Absolutely crucified.
Listen, as I said, Chris, so it won't mess up the wars. No temporary release for fucking anybody. Anybody. If you're in jail, you're in jail. You do your time. You do the crime, you do the fucking time. End of story.
Hang on a second, Mick. You've heard some of the people coming on, and I'm just flabbergasted. It was only a baseball bat, Mick.
Yeah.
There you go.
A fellow walked down in front of me in Medford, Massachusetts, with a wheelbarrow in his hand.
Right, and that can do a lot of damage to you.
Yeah, I put 2 bullets in his head. He dead.
You were a cop at the time. You were a cop over there at the time.
He had a wheelbarrow.
Did you need to kill him, though?
Yeah. Yes, I did.
Why?
Because he was coming at me with a blue wheelbarrow.
Could you not hit him in the knee?
Yeah, that's the trouble is people watch too many cowboy films.
No, could you not put a load of bullets in the knee? Why'd you have to kill him stone dead?
No, you aim for the upper part of the body, the torso, the wider part of the body, the head, because in the
so shoot to kill then. It's shoot to kill. Is that the policy? Is that the policy?
No, it's not the policy. Yeah,
but that's what happens. I mean, I'm sorry to admit it, Mick. The American police have a bloody awful reputation of being idiots, stupid, ill-informed, uneducated, bullies, utter bullies. And they cover so much up. It's rotten to the core. Absolutely rotten to the core.
There's no two ways about it. But somebody's running at you in the dark. You're not going to stop and say to him, well, stand still so I can shoot you in the knee. You aim for the widest part of his body. You put
yeah, but you shot him in the head, you said.
Yeah.
That's not the widest part of his body.
Yeah, 257 magnums in the head.
I wouldn't, the way you're going on about Mick, you're nearly proud of it. I wouldn't be proud of killing another human being.
I can actually 2 I killed.
2? Yeah. You seem nearly proud of it.
I'm proud of it. It was a part of my job at the time. I took my responsibility. I had to go through a court system and all afterwards. I proved that was right.
You are the idiot. You're the fucking idiot.
Yeah, but he killed 2 people, Emmett.
Yeah, he's a fucking murderer. He should be in jail.
He was a cop at the time.
I put 2 bullets in one of your family members and see what happens to you then. I'll be crying at me in Asia with a fucking rat. Yeah, an absolute rat. You're a rat.
I think farming in the constant pursuit of a crime should be dealt with as quickly as possible.
You're a little rat. You're a rat. If I could rolling unbelief rowley and I'd smoke in your face as I shot you.
Yeah, you wouldn't call it. You wouldn't call it. I'm 6'5".
I don't give a shit. You won't reach your hair and take on your bollocks any day of the week.
You wouldn't. Your ass, pal, I'm telling you.
Hang on a sec, guys. I'm just reading some of the text messages coming into us. 53104 for 27. What about the additional prison staff and the guards need to facilitate the criminals getting out? Yeah, I know that. That's what some of the prison officers were saying. Prison is punishment to the crime of the time. No, not breathe the same air as me with bills and no free satellite telly. Yeah, give prisoners ice cold power hose shower twice a day. At 6 a.m. and a minute to midnight. Here's another one. What about these people and their families who are on the receiving end of the armed robbery, still living through the incidents on a daily basis? leave them in jail. That's what they're saying. Emmett, stay with us, and Mick as well. 6797 FM104 is our phone number. We're doing votes on this at this stage because, you see, there are a lot of people, and Emmett is right in one thing. Emmett said, OK, fair enough. The way it works, if you're a good model prisoner and, you've played by the rules, because about 40% of them just re-offend. That's what they're worried. They're very particular who they let out. So this lady, very upset. Her partner has been in prison for 4 years for armed robbery, and again this Christmas has been denied temporary release. Meanwhile, I hear, Chris, murderers and rapists have been getting out for Christmas. It's so unfair. My partner is very much a family man and adores his 2 boys. All he wants is to spend Christmas quietly with his family. Nobody's an angel, and he's hardly a danger to anybody. He has 2 more years on his stretch, and then he's out for good. But it's hard. It's really hard being away for Christmas. Now, you see, the thing is, I won't mention the woman's name. The thing is, she expects a lot of sympathy there. She's getting some sympathy, but there are a lot of people saying, "Are you serious, love? Are you really serious?" Your other half got, it's tough on the kids. Don't blame the kids. Blame your husband, who went in and put a gun in somebody's face. There are consequences. You can't be mollycoddled for the rest of your life. I think that's your point, Mick. Somebody can't say, "Oh, you poor boy, you didn't mean to rob the bank. We're terribly sorry. Go home to your mammy for Christmas." Life doesn't work like that.
No, it doesn't, Chris.
We all wish it did, but it's not a Hollywood movie. We'll come back to you after the break. 6797 FM104 is our phone number. Should they, prisoners, OK, let's be fair now. Should prisoners who are, quote, as Emmett was saying, model prisoners, get some temporary release over the Christmas holidays, even for a few hours? Because this is what this lady is saying here. 53104 for 20 cents. Give us some votes on this. Give us a yes or no. And maybe you think, does your... As I said, the season of good will extend to letting prisoners out for a day or 2.
Chris Barry on the FM104 Phone Show. The man who gets Dublin talking. FM104. Call us now on 6797 FM104.
Chris, he probably did the armed robbery because he had a bad day, and the tooth fairy left a gun and the bank robber's plans under his pillow. Maybe because he's a lowlife. That's from John. Oh my God, give me a break here. Chris, give them a choice, i.e. trade 2 days off at Christmas for additional 2 weeks at the end of a sentence. Oh, that's harsh. Let me go to... John is online too. John, you've got a mate in prison, John.
I do, yeah.
Okay, so how you doing? So you kind of understand where you see, there are people keep saying to us, and they're giving us a lot of text messages saying, yeah, they're in prison, but they're still human beings, Chris.
Yeah, of course, yeah, you know what I mean? They get to see that. You have to see that family at the end of the day as well.
Yeah, but they've just, if it's armed robbery, you're not going to... It's not a breeze to get out after that.
Yeah, but it depends how long they're at the being in there as well. Your man who was at the being on the phone, Mick, he sounds like Hitler or something.
Mick sounds like Hitler. Well, he's an ex-cop.
He's an ex-cop, yeah. He's a murderer as well.
And he killed 2 people, that's what he said.
He's a murderer, yeah.
He said he had to. The guy came at him with a wheel brace and he shot him two in the head, dead.
Yeah, with a wheel brace,
Yeah.
Come on. And he's still walking the street, and there's people out there that do little murders and they're kept in.
Yeah. There you go, Mick.
Yeah, well, it's like this. I was able to go home to my family that night. I didn't make a man go in there with a wheelbarrow and come back out. And if you've seen the size of the son of a bitch and he coming at me with a wheelbarrow, he was built like the back end of a bleeding bus. If he got the better of me, he would have taken my gun off me and used it on me, and probably on me, the chap that was driving with me.
So why didn't you fight him like a man? Why didn't you fight him like a man?
Because I'm not paid to do that.
Why'd you have to shoot him?
Putting life on the line.
Well, it's on your conscience now. How come you get to have a nice Christmas? And my mate's not. My mate's in there about something stupid.
If your mate in America put an armed bloody robbery, he could be in a bloody box as well, and he probably hooking his out to me.
How can he be in a box?
Some poor guy out there thinks something down because you're scumbag.
They're not mad like you over here. Like your justice system is a bit fucking different towards Ireland to America, let me tell you.
No, it's not.
Yes, fucking right.
I used to be a guy there in Ireland. I used to be a guy.
All these cunts, for fuck's sake, these are all mad setups and all.
Yeah, we are mad.
And then what? You kill 2 people in America and what? You fuck off back to Ireland? You rip on the radio? They're all on the phone, you fucking rat bag.
No, I got me dirty big pension because I got shot in the knee by a scumbag.
You're getting your free fucking labour, your bus pass.
I don't get labour.
Yeah,
I got me big pension from America.
I say you got
£28,000 sterling a year pension.
Yeah, £1,000, is it? Yeah.
That's
£28,000,
which is about €27,000.
Oh, £28,000, about €23,000.
Yeah, probably a bit more. The euro's not that good. But John, you reckon? All right, this guy, he was a cop, John. That's what he did.
Yeah, well, still. I mean, how come he's over here?
Your mate's in prison for something stupid. What's the something stupid?
Well, look, I'm not going to say over the phone, but it's really something stupid, like.
Okay, well, Emmett's mate, his mate just did armed robbery, and he says, "Oh, it was a good few years ago." And Emmett's being reasonable. If he's a model prisoner, he should get some TR, some temporary release.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, why not?
Okay.
Well, why shouldn't he?
But Mick, you can't understand why and there's a lot of them calling in now saying, a child needs to see his dad.
Yeah,
he needs to be with his family.
Yeah, we bring the child in.
What about the 2 people Are their kids ever going to get to see their fucking dad? No. Why? Because he killed them. And he's over here eating turkey, getting 23 grand a year. Get the fucking boat back to America, mate, let me tell you.
Yeah, my youngest daughter will never see her father again. She died because she was ill. These people had a choice.
What do you mean died because they're ill?
They went out
anything over ill. You shot 2 people.
Yeah.
You did. You killed them.
You killed them dead.
How did you kill him? Because he had a wheel brace?
I wasn't going home dead.
I fucking get a wheel brace in his fucking car.
It was an offensive weapon.
It's a fucking motor factors, for fuck's sake. And you tell me
an offensive weapon you had, you fucking
shoot me
asshole. It was an offensive weapon you had. It was a fucking wheel brace. He was about to use it to change wheels. Not have a fucking off license with it. I took
you were robbing an off license with a wheel brace, so you shot him.
So you shot him.
I mean, you think, I'm just listening to what you're saying, John. You think that what he did was he just used the gun straight away and that was it?
Yeah, of course. Obviously, what did the fellow run out and said, "Oh, I have a wheel brace," and what did he do? Turn around and shoot him in the fucking head?
I pulled up with the blues and twos on outside the shop, and he came rushing out the bloody door with the wheel brace in his hand and said, "You fucking asshole, I'm going to kill you." And I didn't hang around to fucking find out was he got there or not.
I'm sure he ran towards you with a wheel brace saying, "I'm going to fucking kill you." That's the last thing anybody's going to do. Run towards the car.
He ran at me. And he think the guard should be fucking armed as well.
Okay, hang on a sec, guys. Adrian is on the line as well. Your son is in prison. Tell us more.
Yeah, my son's in prison, and they put in their forms to get released just from Christmas Eve till Stephen's Day. He hasn't been out to see his daughter.
Right.
And his daughter's like 4-year-old now, and she's asking about Daddy for Santi.
Has he ever seen the daughter?
He seen the daughter if she went to visit him, but
not at home as such.
No, but he does get out of the prison to go to Foss and college and go back to the prison the same day.
Right.
You know what I mean?
But he wanted the release to see the family. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, well, I haven't seen him in years. You know what I mean? Because I'm very bad in health, and I had a heart attack there about 7 weeks ago, and I can't go into the prison. I can't travel, and I'd love to see him.
What did they say to him? Yes or no?
He said no.
Why?
This morning there was no excuse.
They don't have to give a reason, I presume. No.
No.
And how old is his daughter?
She's 4 now.
Well, what did he do? Why is he in prison?
Trespassing.
Trespassing?
Yeah.
How many years did he get?
He got 3.5 years.
Jesus, it's a long stretch for trespassing. You're not telling us the full story there now, are you?
No, that's the truth.
See, if you trespass, you get 3 years. Come on now.
Trespassing, and he was with other people, and it was trespassing.
So where were they trespassing? Where were they trespassing? Was it a bank or something?
No, it wasn't. There was only a building site, and it was just that they were known to the police. That's how it happened.
Yeah, did he have many previous convictions, did he?
He probably had previous convictions, yeah, but he was let out to the training unit, so he's let out to be.
So he had. No, I think what John is saying there.
Be rehabilitated, so they're let out every day and they're going back every night, and then they ask her to go home then from Christmas Eve till Stephen's Day to see their children and their parents, and they're told no, and they're not given an excuse.
Well, they probably don't have to give an excuse. But you're right, John, there's probably a lot of previous there, because you don't, for a bit of trespassing, you don't get 3 years.
Yeah. You don't get 3.5 years for trespassing.
No, I mean, that's not making sense there.
Hello, Chris.
Yeah.
Hello, Chris.
Now, Mick the murderer, yeah?
No murderer.
Are you going to enjoy Christmas and actually sit down and
family happy Christmas
and with your family, and you're not going to think about those 2 people that you killed at all, no?
No. I didn't make any choices. They made the choices. Unfortunately, I didn't go to that night to kill anybody. They didn't care whether to kill somebody or not, so I wasn't going home with a cracked skull.
Nothing on your mind, no feelings for their family?
No.
I mean, seriously, does it ever bother? I mean, Mick, I know you're doing your job at the time and all that, and you're an ex-cop over in the States, but does it ever, as a human being, because you are flesh and blood, you're the same as the rest of us, even if you're trained or whatever, even soldiers in the battlefield, if they've killed anybody or they've been in any violent situations, they need some psychological help. Everyone does. Armies, police, you name it. And
after I got counselling after it, I also got 2 court appearances on both occasions to justify what I drawn my firearm and fired it. And on both times I was cleared. I was told I got a citation on both occasions for good police work.
So nearly rewarded for it.
Well, I didn't get rewarded. I wouldn't regard that as a reward for killing a human being. But I operated well within the law. I actually, on both occasions...
And when did you work and when was this that you worked as a police officer, Nick?
In 1987.
1987?
Yeah, 300 miles northwest of Boston, Massachusetts, in a place called Medford.
Medford?
Yeah.
Okay.
Population about the same...
Did you ever see the family members of this guy you killed?
No, I wasn't allowed to contact them, that's the law.
No, I mean in court.
No, in court I didn't know. I didn't have to appear in court.
How would you have handled that?
How do you not have to appear in court after killing someone?
No, I did appear in the court, but the families weren't there because I didn't have to be there.
Why didn't he have to be there?
It was an investigation. It was a federal investigation.
Yeah, but if the deceased is dead, obviously the family gets to carry on the investigation to see and how and what.
Their legal team are allowed in the prison.
And what's the justice system for them? For them and their family.
The justice system for them is they can go on to hurt nobody else. They can go on to hurt nobody else.
Justice system. It's called the justice system, isn't it?
Yeah, the justice system. They can go on to hurt nobody else. One of them had 29 previous convictions for armed robbery and physical violence. Now, what was I supposed to do? Let him kill me.
But you didn't know that at the time, though. You didn't know that at the time, Mick. Hold on a sec. 53104 for 20 cents. 6797 FM104 is our phone number. Trespassing is civil. Yeah, I think I get that. However, Kevin is on the line as well. That's why I was confused when that lady was talking to me. Kevin, how you doing, Kevin?
Sorry, Chris, excuse me.
Chris, that fucking Mick fella's talking bollocky.
Why?
He's talking loads of shit. He's saying he didn't appear in court, and then next of all, he's saying he did appear in court. Like, will he make up his mind?
No, he said there was an investigation. There were several court cases. The system is different over there. The police investigate the matter internally sometimes, and there's usually, was there a grand jury, Mick?
No. What is taken in is what's known as the police authority. What you do is they hold an investigation and they use special investigators from the state attorney's office, and it is very rigorous. I was suspended on both occasions for 3 months with pay.
You don't even know what you're fucking talking about. You're talking out your fucking arse.
No, mate, you haven't got a clue.
Okay, let me read this to you. This is what I think Kevin could be talking about here. Mick is a fantasist. There is no way in hell anybody, American Police Department gave him a gun. This is not one bit of a decent conversation on the air. Prison is about rehabilitation. Prisoners have to be integrated back into society. If the Irish Prison Service don't do their job, let me see, the prisoners reform they will reoffend. Well, 40% of them are reoffending if you look at the stats that came out last week. Prisoners with good behaviour can be trusted and should be getting temporary release over Christmas. Now, you were saying that, let me see, that nobody in hell would give them a gun. Sorry, just go online, look what some of the police do, look at the videos, look at the cover-up. So, I'm sorry, I'm not buying that either. Kevin, you were saying that you know, all right, they're his words. He was a police officer and he killed 2 people. Over how many years, Mick? I presume you got the pension, so you did the whole 9 yards.
Chris, I don't believe a thing that fella's talking about.
Why?
Why? Because he's just talking out his arse. Like, why would you shoot someone like for running into an off licence with a wheel brace?
With a wheel brace. He said it was him or the bad guys. He put it.
Sorry?
It was either he had no choice. That's what he was saying. He had to do it. Self-defense, but you know as well as I do, a lot of American police officers, that's exactly the way they think. They just shoot first. Do you remember the video last week where they pumped 16? This guy was a little bit crazy. He was in the middle of the road, no threat to anybody, and they shot him 16 times.
Chris, if he had a pair behind him, he wouldn't have, he would have gone in and down there himself with his hands, you know what I mean? There's no need to shoot someone taking someone away from their family.
Okay, here's another reaction. He should have been the Boston cop of 1987, get an award for his job. I doubted this. The system is a little bit different here. To put it mildly. 53104 for 20 cents. The woman said her son got 3.5 years, but hasn't seen his 4-year-old daughter. That's from John. John, we know, but there you go. She wasn't making a lot of sense about the trespassing thing either. But there you go. But there are people onto us, and yes, they have, and they are asking for their family member to be allowed home, even for half a day. But as some of the prison officers have been on to us saying, it's a nightmare trying to, to police all that and arrange all that. And but the answer is, it's usually no. If it's an armed robbery and you want to get home to see your kids for Christmas, if you're a model prisoner, it might, and you can be rehabilitated. Maybe it might work. You never know. Anyway, 53104. We'll do our final votes for this. Seasonal goodwill. Should there be a situation where, okay, if you're a model prisoner, you should be allowed home to see your kid for Christmas, even for half a day? 6797 FM104 is our phone number. 53104 for 20 cents. Ask Mick what colour his victim was. I think he did say black. There you go.